We interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast program to bring you these interdimensional announcements from the Underground Initiative. We would like to offer our thanks to the people and organizations that help make the Underground Initiative what it is today. Some of the music you're hearing in the background comes courtesy of Midnight Syndicate. These horror music pioneers can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Ask Alexa for Midnight Syndicate, or at their website at midnightsyndicate.com. A big thank you to the one, the only, Kevin MacLeod. Check out the amazing works of Kevin MacLeod, a full-time composer who has published over 2,000 works of musical genius, most of which he's made available for others to use using the Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. His work can be viewed on YouTube and incomptech.com. Thank you, Irutan, for letting us use your music. This amazing savant of Celtic and medieval melodies can be found on YouTube and irutanmusic.com. We would also like to thank Blizzard Entertainment, CD Projekt Red, and Bethesda for having such iconic and impactful music, as well as allowing for fans to utilize said content in productions like these. Please keep in mind that this is all fan-generated content and is not sponsored or endorsed by Blizzard Entertainment, CD Projekt Red, or Bethesda. We just really enjoy their content. A big shout-out to Derek and Brandon Feitcher. Their amazing compositions can be found on YouTube under Fantasy and World Music by the Feitchers, as well as iTunes, Bandcamp, Amazon, and Spotify. Go check them out. Stringstorm does music, voice acting, sound effects, and more. There's a lot of creative symphonic metal music on their YouTube channel, and most, if not all, of their songs can be purchased at store.stringstorm.info. Various artists and animators were vital in bringing the Underground Initiative to life. We would like to thank Edvartigo, who can be found at twitter.com/Edvartigo. Sunzaki Kojika. Check out her artwork and content at twitch.tv/Sunzaki Kojika, and CJ Emmanuel II. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
Welcome, initiates, to... I forgot how to announce.
It's been a month.
It has.
Are we live?
Are we recording, actually?
Yeah, we're streaming.
Okay, cool, perfect. Welcome, initiates.
Hello, nobody. Hello, nobody who's watching.
Pressure's on, nerd boy.
Welcome, initiates, to the Underground Initiative, a secret underground organization where a menagerie of maddening Midwesterners gather around to explore the realms beyond through the medium of tabletop RPGs. Hey guys, how's it going?
You're lucky I don't have Pringles out of me at the duck face.
Unfortunately, we are down a Clarence tonight, but it's okay. We got Foxy filling in for him. Yeah, thanks, Foxy. It's been a little bit of time for us, so I apologize if I forget anything.
As usual, we've forgotten how to play.
I've absolutely forgotten how to DM, because I never know. No major announcements as of right now, but as always, please check us out on Subterranean Gamers on Twitch and YouTube. Starting
and
around
Kick.
And Kick. We're starting to do Kick now. Hopefully around this time that will be like fully established. Are we going to be doing Subterranean Gamers on Kick or Subterranean or Underground Initiative on Kick, or both?
Someone's gonna have to babysit it on their own then, because
that'll probably be me. I'm not gonna enjoy it, but
can do
I gotta take responsibility at some point.
You're gonna forget.
Could do it on a Wednesday or a Thursday when I'm at work. Do it in the morning or the afternoon.
Oh,
I don't know when you work.
This one doesn't know what morning is.
There's a morning?
Yeah.
Morning is 2 p.m.
See?
Exactly.
See?
Slowly and slowly.
Tell me.
It's true.
You look in our eyes and tell us we're wrong, Brad.
I mean, when you think about it, the sun only comes up all the way to like 9 in the morning, so...
For you, maybe. But
Bedtime is sunrise.
But yeah, we'll have information about that in the description below. But as always, do feel free to check us out on our Patreon at patreon.com/undergroundinitiative, where you can pledge and support us and support all of the craziness that we are trying to accomplish here. We would really appreciate it.
That's right. Support all of our bad habits. You think card games are cheap?
Support my plastic addiction, please.
Support my Dr. Pepper addiction.
Also, we have a Twitter that hopefully by now I will be posting more on of just little snippets of fun stuff.
I don't know how to social media.
I have no idea how
Don't look
how
at
that
me.
works.
I cannot help you.
But that is on at Underground Any1, so feel free to check that out. And also, always check out From Outer Space, because it's fun. Why shouldn't you? And also check out the Thirsty Nerds podcast anywhere that podcasts can be found and enjoyed. Speaking of enjoyment, I feel it's time we can begin.
No, do it again.
I sucker punch Kulkras.
And on that note, we have
I don't know, you might break your hand.
I teleport to another place.
Your hand does not pierce his steely buttocks.
The hell was
Punch him in the
that?
ass cheek.
So,
Charlie horse.
Just off of the butt there. Just goes dang.
Not cool. Not cool.
oh, that's the loud one.
The butt
There we
armor's
go.
extra thick.
So, I'm keeping all of that in,
And
by the
the
way.
thigh armor goes ding, 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 ding every time you take a step.
Last we left off, the Fist successfully vanquished the bandits that have been plaguing Boldor's borders for quite some time, as taking out their leader Bruno the Stabber, apparently a Grumshblood.
Pervert.
I mean, they probably all are. Taking out the infiltrator, Jacob, a elven individual who has had he's hard to pin down. He has a lot going for him. He's part of the Blackheart Bandits. He has some sort of a relationship with Vesh, some sort of relationship with the Void Mind that has been skulking under within the sewers of Boldor, picking off random passerbys and being fed nobles of Boldor that have been murdered by the Blackhearts and Jacob, in order to make people just forget that these people even existed. Can't investigate a crime if no one knows who the crime is perpetrated against. And
All while having a side gig at the Pearly Gates.
all while having a side gig at the Pearly Gates.
They were forgetting worse than me after a night of drinking.
But none of that matters now because he is dead. Thoroughly dead. as well as hopefully every aspect of the Void Mind, at least as far as Boldor is concerned. The rest of the Fist finished up a long rest, experiencing dreams of various natures. Vaxxus got shanghaied into another conversation with his patrons. Vaxxus also learned a little bit about Vesh, and probably an avenue to free her up to the point where Vesh can probably finagle his deal with his patron, whether it be with Vecna, the Whispered One, or this otherworldly Old One entity, or a combination of the both. After a long rest was had, the Fist was greeted by Boldor East's very own law mage, Tisha Jograna, explaining, basically catching them up on the situation. People are starting to remember the people who were lost and fed to the Void Mine, and the city is in a state of, I wouldn't say panic, but confusion, especially during the second day of Summer's Arch. However, as promised, there are rewards and other things that need to be handled. So the Fist is being escorted, flanked by
They're on our flanks, look out!
flanked by dwarven iron guards and red and
Kill them.
and Redmire red guards,
Roll initiative, quick.
as as well as some Arc Knights from the Arcane Imperium, and they are basically walking you southward. Through out of Golden Heights, through the Faith Square. As this is going on, does anyone want to discuss anything on the way to Klaus? Or do they want to notice anything on the way there?
Klaus isn't real, my parents told me so.
Tisha looks over. You should try telling him that to his face.
Oh, I will. You won't believe me, but I believe it. Santa Claus never existed.
Santa Claus, what is that? Salic speaks up.
He's an old folk tale.
I have never heard of him. Perhaps he's not real.
He would come and give you gifts in the winter months. If you were good. If you were bad, he would take a dump on your doorstep.
Make a persuasion check against Salic.
God. I have a question about the whole worm thing.
Yes.
Like, could I have, before we left the Orlin mansion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I have possibly tried to identify stuff before leaving, or had we already left last time?
I'll say you can identify one thing, but what did Vaxxus roll?
50.
50.
15, not 50.
15.
That's
Okay.
what I was like, I'm like, what?
He rolled like a natural 7. I don't think that's gonna count.
That's what I rolled too.
Yeah.
But yeah, plus stuff.
Well, I must look out for this individual. Who is he to judge who is good and who is bad? And
Right.
then defecate on someone's doorstep.
You should tell Klaus that yourself.
I think I just might.
Good.
As these two are conversating this nonsense, Shiima. I would say probably during a late breakfast, while because Shiima is not one to just slow down.
I didn't need to sleep because I took that potion,
Very true.
so I've been awake the whole time.
Potion of Adderall.
Yeah, this.
I wanted to ask, Orlin, did you want me to identify any of those items you got?
Yeah, when we get time,
I can do one at the moment. I have the worm in my vial here, or you found a couple things as well.
a ring, a short sword, and a fancy rabbit mask with rubies.
I can do one of them.
A ring, I guess?
Okay. Yeah, I'll ritual do identify for the ring.
Okay. Let me find what that ring was. I don't think I made it. I was expecting
done that too before we started.
I was expecting the earworm or only. Yeah, that's my
You
fault.
should have had them all made. Expect the unexpected.
Honestly, yeah.
Those items were
Dump on
terrible.
your doorstep.
Let me identify them.
I was
Make-
gonna identify all of them, hopefully today anyway. So they all need to be ready.
Another 4 or 5 episodes, they're gonna be like, I present you with this. It's a rare relic. Sorry, we already have one.
You forgot you gave us that like months ago.
Yeah, sure. The ring.
Rares aren't rare.
The ring is interesting. It is a golden band with a handful of runes carved on the sides, but the centerpiece looks to be almost like a complete pale white pearl, but only half of it, with a tiny blue gem embedded in the center. And the more you focus on it, the more the ring seems to move, and you realize, oh, this isn't just an oval-ish shaped pearl. This is an eye. It's supposed to look like an eyeball that blinks every now and then. After identifying it, this is a ring of X-ray vision. Very handy for a sleuthing individual like Jacob.
Sure. Sleuth.
Orlin, Jacob's a goddamn pervert. He's been X-raying everything with this ring.
That explains all the cancer.
Is it an attunement one?
Yes, it does require attunement. And yeah, I believe it only works once a day. Yeah, it only works like once a day for 1 minute. You can attempt to use it again, but every time before a long rest. But if you do, you have to make a Constitution saving throw or gain a level of exhaustion. But I think you still gain the benefits.
So you get the X-ray vision for just a minute, but if you fail, you don't get the X-ray vision.
If you
You'll
use it
still
more than
get it,
once.
but you'll be tired as
but
you're
then you'll
like,
get exhausted.
oh man, I can see everything.
If you try to use it more than once a day.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can
is
use
this
it
one
once
that
a
you
day
made?
safely.
Is this one you made?
This one's this is an in-game thing. I did not make this.
You hear somebody
I thought I
outside?
did.
So you can
minute?
You can try
More
to
than
use
enough
it more than
time.
once, though?
Yeah, but every time you try to use it more than once, you would have to make a con save or be exhausted.
Alright.
You still get the benefits, but at the cost.
Creeps me out. Do any of you want it?
Don't be a pervert.
Do you hand it off to Orlin, or do you hand it off to anyone?
I'll give it back to Orlin.
All right, Orlin, add a ring of X-ray vision to your inventory.
Would anyone use it?
Well, I was gonna ask, because I had been meaning to try and attune to that
I'm
on
collecting
fireballs
rings.
for the longest time. Can I say that I ever attuned to it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Is it something you have to
I
attune
keep-
to?
I
The
keep
one of
meaning
fireballs?
to attune it.
No, the ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think fun sucks.
My attunements are full, and I don't think 1 minute of X-ray vision is worth it for an attunement slot. Unless, of course, we needed it for a specific spy
Yeah.
mission. Then we can attune to it.
Does anyone else like to discuss anything or do anything on this way, on the way to meet Klaus? Taking that silence as the initiative to continue.
Who's class? Wait, who's your American? Sure, I don't know. I can't remember anything that I want to talk about.
We'll get there.
Should wrote it down.
Making your way through the Faith Square of Boldor, usually on the second day of a celebrative event, there's a lot more hustle and bustle and enjoyment throughout the day, but now it's like noon, 1 o'clock. There's a mix of people setting up shop and wanting to, try to enjoy the festival, but the temples here, there's like lines of people going in, probably trying to gain a spiritual or some form of comfort, and you don't even have to roll an insight check to figure out that these people are frazzled, scared in a way, and just mostly confused, and they are trying to look for answers any way that they can. Yes, Vaxxus, I saw your hand raised.
No, I got too many stupid jokes running through my head. Just continue.
Okay then. Thank you.
Just whisper them for us.
Y'all made the platinum dragon. So
Yeah?
Going to church. No. Nothing.
Continuing southward, you guys pass through a gate guarded by 4 very heavily armored guards, and it opens up to a very wide, and when I say wide, I mean like several football fields wide. I wouldn't say it's an empty field, but it's empty enough to where there are no stalls, no businesses. This is like the garrison part of Boldor South. This is where Iron Guards and Red Guards come to train. This is like basic training boot camp for the basic guards soldiers.
That's their LARP area.
Sure. There are some formations of trainees being yelled at by specific instructors. Every quarter mile away from each other. So some of these guys are being yelled at by dwarves, some are being yelled at by humans, some by Goliaths and orcs. Some are running laps around this gigantic field, which is 5.5 miles wide.
That's very large.
It's the length of the city.
Okay. Alright.
Some are wearing armor, some aren't. And at the very, very far end, you see a very tall brick building. You see two of them. One is decorated. Orlin, you notice immediately that it is decorated in the style of Redmire, while the other one has this very brutalist look to it that you can only assume is probably styled for Moltan. This is where Klaus probably resides, and the other building is probably the dwarven militant leader of training new Iron Guards, whoever they may be is. And a lot of these soldier trainees kind of break formation to see this gaggle of from their perspective, civilians or just anyone who's not a soldier, and their commanders bark at them, "Get back in line! Who said you can look that way?" Sorry, flashbacks.
That's what it sounded like.
It really was.
Also, I have disadvantage on ability checks, but I rolled again and Salic still believes in Santa Claus. Just to let you know.
Thank you for that. Thank you for keeping the game honest. Because I'm certainly not.
You heard it here. He's cheating.
It's cheating. Alright.
Give this man a bean.
I read from a card.
Give him a bean.
Doggo.
Give him a bean.
Doggo.
What is it, Papa?
You guys are escorted into the
Here's the
Red
puppet
Mire
chair to
looking
sit on.
building, up a couple flights of stairs, and you guys come in front of the this large office that is labeled Marshal of the Red Guard, and then underneath that, Count Klaus Eldridge. Tisha takes point, knocks on the door. Ah, yes, enter. And the doors open up, and you are met with this very, very large, opulent room. There are a couple of like long couches in front of a very wide mahogany desk. That's not just meant for one person, but you do see Klaus is in this room. He's not at his desk. He is walking around. There are two other individuals in this room dressed in very, very fancy blue and silver robes holding staves. And often in the corner you see one of Klaus's Red Ops companions, Lady Frosthorn. The races, what are they?
Minotaur, I think you said she was.
Yeah, a Minotaur mage, Sanala Frosthorn.
I'm gonna go find a seat somewhere around a corner because I'm exhausted.
Klaus comes to greet you, Orlin. Ah, fellow Count. Soldier handshake.
Good to see you again.
Likewise. I've heard that the Fist has had quite an excursion these past few days.
Been eventful. I'm not sure how much we're supposed to be talking about.
Let's assume in these chambers we can talk about everything. Afterwards, we'll see. Take a seat. Over here, and he gestures to the two very visible mage individuals. First one steps forward. I should really have descriptions for who these people are. I'm totally ready. Clearly.
Bye, doggo.
Bye, pup. I'm just waiting for Guy to come back at this point. Does anyone want to...
Can you just tell us their names?
Yeah, sure. Oleophora. Olifora.
Are these all new people?
There should be.
Oleo?
Oh, Olifora.
Spell it again.
Olifora. Olifora. Lorvull. That's their last name. Lorvull.
V-U?
Vull.
Alright, and then the other person?
Uwyn Thornhair. Uwyn.
Oh, the first U?
Full number 1 and full number 2.
U-W-I...
Yeah, they're talking about us.
N.
Thornhair.
Okay. Okay.
Lady Lorvull steps up.
Lorvull.
My name is Headmistress Olifora Lorvull, Arch-Arbiter of Arcane Zoology of the Arcane Imperium. She is an older-looking female copper-scaled dragonborn.
She said Arch-Arbiter of what?
Arcane Zoology.
Say Copper Dragonborn?
Mm-hmm. And the second individual, they are actually using some sort of levitate spell to appear taller. This is a halfling, just completely bald, but they have like these very wide, crazy purple eyebrows.
Is this the guy we met in the fields?
It is a halfling.
Negative. You have not seen this person before.
You said halfling?
Yes.
So remember there was that zone where it was
Yeah.
like magic distortions and nobody is supposed to go over there?
So
Or they get like
Owen's a guy.
crushed by gravity or something?
This guy had like a weird mustache that looked like an hourglass that points upward.
What was the halfling's name again?
Uwin Thornhair, and he is the arch arbiter of Terran influence.
Arch-arbiter.
Starting to run into these creative characters. He's got purple eyebrows. Okay.
I just used the random generator for the new Street Fighter game.
Oof. Now I'm worried.
You
Now
said
I'm worried.
arch-arbiter of what? Terran what?
Ellis is the guy you're
Terran
talking about.
influence.
He also had a crazy mustache.
Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking of. It was like 10 episodes ago or something. Maybe more.
A little bit more.
Klaus speaks up once again, unless you had a question.
Did they work for Klaus?
These you've heard these names before. These two are are part of the council that runs the Arcane Imperium. These are like two of like the eight.
They're just here visiting, sort of.
You imagine that their business has something to do with what you guys have been doing here in town.
Okay. But they work for the Arcane Imperium. Then?
Yes.
Okay.
Klaus speaks up. Yes, come, take a seat. You as well, Miss Jokrana. Absolutely. She takes a seat on one of the couch, and in between the couches is like a plate of like random teas, coffees, and sandwiches. Feel free. So, I hear that the Fist has been doing a lot of work for Boldor lately.
Look, but they said that cart was legal because we're under him.
Don't look at me like that.
Yes,
I don't.
We have the paperwork.
If this is in regards to the illegal gifting of a noise object to a minor, don't worry, I'll have those charges waived.
Wait, who did that?
Me.
I wasn't there, remember?
Yeah, but that was me though. How did you even find out about that?
I have my eyes and ears. It's my job to know.
I thought he wasn't
We previously did a lot for.
I think his X-ray
Why
ring
no?
belongs to him. He's a part of it, too.
And yes, now we're here doing things for Boldor until we
Yes.
leave, I guess.
I have been briefed on a lot of the situations, taking out, and I have to say I am thoroughly humbled.
Who's talking
Truly.
right now?
Klaus.
Oh, Klaus is
No,
talking.
it's
Which
fine.
one's talking?
Yeah,
No, that's fair,
I
that's
thought it
fair.
might have been like Owen talking. I wasn't sure.
Which rich
It's
snooty
okay.
person's
Owen
talking?
talks a little bit like this, so I'll make that a little more
I mean, I was joking.
noticeable.
Joking when
in
I said Klaus
conversation.
isn't real.
I'm piling up a plate that has like 4 sandwiches on it.
You do that.
It's a lot of carbs.
Burned a
He's
lot of
carb
calories.
loading for the day.
Burned a lot of calories yesterday.
Fighting
Anyways.
naked, yeah.
Honestly, I am truly humbled. And also ashamed at knowing that there was such a threat here in Boldor. One of my main points of overseeing. So, truly, I am grateful for the Fist in uncovering such a conspiratous plot of the Blackhearts and their operations, taking out well-to-do nobles in Golden Heights, and honestly just wiping the minds of anyone of their
it wasn't
existence.
necessarily the Blackhearts wiping the minds, but one of them was working with the creature that was doing that.
And this individual was a Blackheart. According to the reports I got here, he has like a stack of folders, a stack of papers. These are the post-mortem testimonies of the Blackhearts that we've been able to question. And they all seem to point as this Jacob as the mastermind behind this plan overall.
Are these the corpses from the house?
Yes.
Probably all got a good mindful of Orlin's dick.
There's been some say micro, some say gigantic, yeah.
That's
Neither
why
here
you're
nor
so
there.
more than ashamed.
Neither here nor there.
Or they're just taking people out and they're like, this is the last thing I'm ever going to say.
Did you get to question Jacob as well?
Yes. He seemed very boisterous, even in death. He wanted his deeds known to the world.
I mean, if he wanted them known, he wouldn't have been wiping minds.
It's one of those hard kicks where he's been fooling you for so long and it took you this long to figure it out. I think that's what he was more amused with, but...
He was only amused for about 2 minutes until we took care of him.
Oh yes, he was quite upset about that.
Good.
But I'm not. As I said, Boldor owes you all a debt of gratitude that I don't think that we can truly repay. Which also comes with another issue. At this point, Uwin Thornhair, the halfling individual, he sort of like floats forward a little bit.
We're going to start calling him Uwu pretty soon, but go
You
ahead.
fucking
I've already done it.
Thorn hair.
We're done.
Ooh.
Rocks fall.
Anything
More
you can,
meteors.
anything you can name, we can name better.
We'll get the whole town calling him it.
He's short like a lolly.
As it turns out, So, even though we are called the Arcane Imperium, unfortunately we are not truly omnipotent. We are not all-powerful in the ways of arcane magic as the public chooses to perceive us as. And honestly, the idea of having such a creature under the command of mere bandits of all things, and being able to get away with this for who knows how many years is quite disconcerting. Ultimately, we do not want this issue known public. We will feed a story to the populace in measured truths that this incident was indeed perpetrated by the Blackheart bandits, and they have been sufficiently dealt with.
By the fist.
By quote-unquote allied agencies of the crowns of both Multan and Redmire.
Really? So first you don't want to tell them the truth, then you don't want to give us the credit. Well, this is wonderful news.
I understand that this may sound disconcerting, but this is also for your safety. There are plenty more Blackhearts out there, and we do not want to paint a target on, pardon my saying, such a young, new hireling branch.
Oh.
Especially ones that has the sort of connections that you do, Count Orlin Trinette.
We've
Paint a target on
already
these
run
nuts.
We've already run into some Blackhearts on the road, and I don't think that's ever going to
I think we're already hated by the core group
So
anyway.
I think whether or not they know it was us, we're going to get attacked by them, and we're going to deal with them
I believe
more
that.
and more.
I
Most
believe,
likely, but it would be irresponsible for the Terran Union to truly put such a spotlight on such a... As I said, this is a fairly fresh group. By my accounts, you've only been adventuring for the better part of only 2 months, and yet and yet you have quite a
Only
repertoire
Vanilla.
of things under your name. The slaying of demonic creatures in Langdale, taking out a cultist in Langdale and Venzer, dealing with the Black Hearts outside of the city. We can allow that to be known to the public, should if that is truly what you want. But the slaying of this void mind creature, it's not that we don't want to take the credit away from you, but we would feel that it would be safer if other entities were not made known to your involvement in this activity.
How does what was it? What's the cities he said again? Moltan and what else?
Moltan and Redmire, which are like the two
Yeah.
main dwarven and human kingdoms within Arcala.
So how does keeping our group out of it benefit Moltan and Redmire?
It's less, well, for one, it makes us look a lot less bad. It makes them look a lot less bad. I'm not in problem either.
Speaking of looking bad, you just show up to clean up the messes that you couldn't fix before. Is that your job?
Are you here to take the credit for what we've done?
Absolutely not. As I said,
Well, then
my
why
job
keep our name out of it? Just to keep us safe?
My job is to make sure you understand why we make the decisions as we do. Head of Terra influence of the Arcane Imperium, as it were.
I think you need to do a better job because I'm still slightly confused.
You know, we pay your tax. Our taxes pay your salary.
Time to go full Karen.
If I'm not mistaken, you
don't pay taxes.
Vaxxus Dinvula, it is my understanding that Devil's Reach, in fact, does not pay taxes to either Redmire or Moltan. So unless this is a new development,
In the past 8 weeks, I've spent more gold on frivolous things in these towns than I have in my entire life, so I don't want to hear it about tax money.
this man has paid off so many tabs.
Wait, what the hell did he just say?
We'll deal with that later.
Let's face it. Hirelings are very useful. They provide a degree of measured comfort to the civilians all across Terra, not just here in Arcala and not just here in Boldor. However, we also understand that people cannot overly rely on the performance of hirelings, and instead they should look to their other means of defense, the ones that they actually pay taxes for, the Red Guards and the Knights and the Iron Shields and Guards.
I want to say out loud, but so that he could hear, but to whoever in the group. Did Langdale have guards? Did they have defenses to stop them from whatever her name was?
Yes, they did. It is my understanding that the incursion that happened within Langdale was a very slow and subtle process. It wasn't a hostile takeover,
But their own
most-
defenses couldn't defend themselves. And then we showed up and took care of it.
And as
So-
such, your exploits have been made
So
known to the
cities,
public.
what I'm saying is cities' defenses can't always defend the city.
This is very true, but we
and
can't
then
let.
they do rely on hireling guilds such as us to help them.
Indeed. Unfortunately, we cannot just allow the public to assume that their guards and their knights are insufficient. Such a unfortunate truth would cause an uproar amongst the populace, and then we would start to have problems and riots
I
and.
mean, it is possible for their own guards to become corrupt, to which then they would not trust their own guards, and then they would want to call in hirelings to do a more trustworthy job.
Absolutely, but also, this would also prevent individuals from wanting to throw themselves into the job as a hireling. As, let's face it, your jobs is very difficult, very dangerous. We've actually sent
That's why we enjoy getting credit for what we do, because we do a good job.
Well, that's because you.
Oh no, the music! Where's the dramatic music?
Well, that's because.
Come on.
That's either because the group that I see here are either very seasoned professionals or insanely lucky, and not everyone has either of those prerequisites to be a hireling. The casualty rate is surprisingly high.
That's why we're traveling. We're a traveling hireling group.
What if we keep our mouth shut about everything you want us to, and you guys pull some strings to get us an extra star added to our badge, put it under services rendered to the kingdoms, or whatever you want to call it?
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
We did help 2 kingdoms at once, according to you.
Can I generally look around to see if anyone's listening that shouldn't be?
Sure. Go ahead and make a.
We're in a closed office, aren't we?
You are in a closed office. You can make a perception check to see if there's like people outside of the windows or anything like that, or to see if there's like any invisible entities inside, or a general insight check to notice any one of the individuals that you currently see inside.
Nope, looking for outside sources.
All right, we'll make a perception check.
Let's go. I'm actually proficient at
I could give you guidance, or is that for something else?
You know, you sound like you're very good at your job. You're like a fancy...
that. 23.
You're like a fancy political janitor or something.
Unfortunately, that my job has been described as such. You're not wrong. With a 23, thankfully you do not spy any
Any snakes in here?
you don't see any invisible spies or
White rabbits.
Does the house have teeth?
well, you wasn't looking for teeth. With the 23, you do not notice anything overly out in anything too unusual. I would say the only thing odd that you can tell is Tisha, the law mage. It looks like she's just having a hard time concentrating. That's about the only thing that you really notice.
Is she like reading somebody's mind or something?
You can try to make an insight check if you'd like.
Let me do that.
Based on that 23.
Insight's not bad.
Or could it
No,
be
it's
an
not that good either,
Could it be
but-
an Arcana check? Yeah.
6.
6?
To see if she's doing.
I mean, she described.
You'd have to roll perception to see if you notice it.
She's probably been up all night, fighting, dealing with the bureaucracies of everything that's transpired within the last 24 hours. So she's probably just a little bit frazzled. But this is the only thing that Kulkras notices with a 23. What was that?
6.
6.
6 for what again?
To try to get you guys bumped up to
Contagious.
an extra star in.
That was
roll a
a
2 and
that
a
was an
3.
advantage. Oh jeez.
Unfortunately, such a decision would have to be made by more governing parties besides myself and the individuals in this room. However, I can put in a recommendation to allow the Fist to take on more dangerous jobs just outside of their purview.
Was it here that we got our badge?
Your aces whoop.
Your first one or your rank up?
I mean, we can't look any
Well,
worse
when we
at this
first
point.
became a guild, it was here, right?
No, this
Or was it
was
over-
this was
Was it in
Venser.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, it was in Venser.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe you guys are 1 star right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you guys are 1 star.
So what's the next mess that the Fist has to fix,
Yes.
and nobody finds out about that you can't fix, because we're just trying to keep the ball rolling here.
You mentioned another issue or
It's the
something?
dragon.
Well, as
Easy.
We already have plenty of issues that we're working
See, I
on.
said it, but we'll be
I
back.
understand
dealing
that.
with.
As of right now, the Arcane Imperium doesn't have anything specific for the Fist to deal with. However, should such a time come, we will most definitely make you known to what our needs are, and most definitely you will take 100% full credit for whatever jobs we offer going forward.
But just not this job.
Now,
Just not this job.
now you heard him lie out loud to all of us,
Well-
just so everyone heard it.
If the people of the town do ask, I have no reason to lie to the people.
We don't ask that you lie outright. Just try your best to dodge the questions. Try not to be part of the conversation. Like I said, we don't want to stir any more disfaith in the established protection policies of the Terran Union, like we already have. And any public claims of, it was the Fist who actually took care of the monster beneath the sewers. The Terran Union will unfortunately deny all claims as such.
Well, that's their right to, but we can tell
anyone
the people
taking
if they
notes
ask.
here?
Sure.
Now, Shiima, we're required to stretch the truth. If you want me to help you learn how to do that a bit better, just let me know.
But if you feel the need to boast your abilities, as most young upstart hireling guilds and groups may want to do in taverns from time every now and again, we're not going to stop you, but we're not going to publicly approve, if that makes sense. This isn't we're not going to have you sign an NDA. We're just going to say you are free to say whatever you like, and we will be free to say whatever we like.
Exactly.
That being said,
Here's an NDA.
that being said,
There's no way
Fireball the NDA.
There's no way I would sign a no drinking allowed order. You'll never get me to sign it.
You can sign it, but you can still drink.
Good idea.
We'll just make it look like
Miss
water.
Lord Thornhair gestures over to Klaus, and he brings out a large chest and just slams it on at the edge of the coffee table. Opens it up, and there is 1,500 gold for everyone.
Nice.
Yeah.
As I promised.
Oh.
Now, Orlin, is that the biggest bribe you've ever seen, or is that just me?
The bribe is the 500 on top.
That's do not take bribes.
Isn't technically every quest we take a bribe because they're giving us cash for it anyway?
Yeah, this is like a blatant bribe, though.
It's hush money.
Basically. So how much do we get a piece then?
1,500 each, and I will also add
Holy
that
cow.
to Salik's
Wow.
once I find out where his inventory
That
is.
pays for the sword I made.
You sound like a cat. Wow. I can buy my own bank pretty soon.
What's Sanala doing? She just hang out?
Sanala is just hanging out. She's like not part of this conversation at all. Her arms are crossed and she's just leaning up against a wall, just watching everything unfold.
I'm trying not to fall out of this chair in the corner because
Kulkras doesn't like to be stared at like a zoo animal.
Along with the money, there is also
We are disgusted.
there is also
You think you could pay us with, well, yeah, maybe.
There is also a folded up stack of papers with a very large key ring with a couple keys on top. This is also part of the bribe, as you stated. The Fist is now in ownership of their own warehouse in the warehouse district of Boldor.
You didn't even have to punch anyone for it.
Oh yeah, we probably missed that, didn't we?
I guess tonight, isn't it?
Unless we want another one.
You can still sign up, and you can gain a second warehouse should you win. But
Yeah, why are they giving us this warehouse? I'm confused. Like this,
We're
they're
gonna
just
turn
giving
into
it
our
to
own
us
like
just
fist
'cause.
mafia.
Just
We're gonna
'cause.
own half the town, and we're gonna
Why do you
getting
think I
bribes
got a
from
brown
everybody.
suit?
Oh my goodness.
All I'm missing is the fedora.
We're gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
That being said, I believe I have concluded my duties here, so I will return to the Arcane Imperium. However,
I actually would like to make an insight check on him. But
on Thornhair,
yeah, I want to see how well this speech is written. How many times I think that they've done this.
go ahead and make an insight check.
How many times they've sent someone to clean up these messes?
How many times they've taken credit for? No, I've lost it. Oh no, there it is.
Roll high enough, maybe you'll find out why that bald guy's named Thornhair.
14.
14. He is a very eloquent speaker, but you do see a little bit of sweat on his brow, because that's really all he has.
He's like, they're gonna whoop my ass. I can feel it.
It's you don't get the sense that this is something that's happened before or many times. It's hard to tell that aspect, but you do understand that this man has probably only been in this particular position for only 20 years, maybe 15 years.
God forbid.
Only 20.
You don't think, and that coupled with a lot of the announcements that you hear over the box, there's always talks of like other hireling guilds taking credit for their deeds.
For large deeds, though? Or is this mostly
Yeah, like,
minor
how many have we heard of other guilds? I think I only remember one.
Not counting the ones that I have been doing, because these things have been going on for as long as your guys' backstories have been a thing. You guys have heard a lot of stories about cultists take down and so, or town was saved from a tsunami, and
I
health
have a
like
question. Did we have Box on Tinder? I
On
don't remember.
I would say
The cat people don't believe in radio.
I just can't even. No, it's the demon people. Did they destroy the boxes? Or I don't know.
I would
When
say
did Voxbox become a thing? Did
I
we
would
ever
say-
get it there?
I would say that
Or is it just
the-
an Arcala thing?
I would say the Voxbox, at least the Arcalin Voxbox news has usually just stays within Arcala.
But I mean, I
Dender
wouldn't know anything about it from Dender, would I?
Dender probably has their own Voxbox channels and systems, but they don't get Arcalin news.
Okay. But I was just asking if the Voxbox is a thing on
It is.
Dender. Okay.
I would say yes, but I would say overall, you guys have heard mixes. You guys have heard tales of the local guards to defend a city from a goblin invasion. Other times you would hear about hirelings getting the same type of praise and credit for defending a city from a different threat at a different city.
We just heard about the Ember Bloods a couple days ago.
You did hear about the Ember Bloods a couple days prior, and that was against a bunch of like giant snakes in the heart of a place called Fort Fang, which is a Red Mire military installation. So to hear that, like, soldiers got outshone by yet another upstart group of hirelings,
Amateurs.
you get the sense that this isn't a normal procedure that the Arcane Imperium likes to, like, sweep things under the rug. You do not get that vibe off of Thornhair.
Makes me think
And
of...
he feels. You get the with his sweat. You get the sense that this is something he doesn't even like to announce. Like, I don't like doing this, but for the greater good.
Snake people.
Whether that's his call or somebody else's.
Snake people in a fortress makes me think of Sun's Fortress from Dark Souls. I had to get that out, but go ahead.
No, that's fine. Anyways, I'm going to return to the Arcane Imperium to file some paperwork. However, my associate, Lady Lorvol, she can fill you in on any information in regards to this void mind. Again, the Terran Union and Boldor thanks you for what you've done. We'll keep you in mind for any other crises that may or may not incur. And
The word is crises, sir.
thank you. He gets off of his little levitated bit.
Get
His
off your
feet
levitated high horse.
his feet hit the ground, and as soon as he does, he disappears in a bright display of glitter.
Fabulous.
When you think about it, the fist is still connected to a brain somewhere.
I feel dirty taking this money. No, I don't.
Me
But-
too, but I think I need a bigger wallet.
Lady Lorvol.
Everyone quiet. We got a stealth check. Shh, shh. Our money pouches are too big.
Archmage Lorvol steps forward. So, it is my understanding that you encountered quite a rare phenomenon, a very unique type of aberration, calling it that is known as the Void Mind.
We
Correct.
did, and there were miniature versions of it as well.
I see. Unfortunately, such a creature is not very well documented within the halls of either the Cerulean Trove or the Library of the Arcane Imperium. This creature only appears known seems to appear after hundreds of years of time spanning between its arrival.
Have you ever seen these or know what it looks like?
I have not. However, we do have various just newly discovered transcripts and artistic renditions of this good creature.
Can I do a like performance check or something to draw a picture?
Do you have any? Do you have minor illusion known by chance?
I
don't think so.
Okay, then
But,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
there's
Make
no way I'm gonna do it.
I'd say make an intelligence check.
Just intelligence. Okay.
Straight up intelligence, because you know how to draw a map, so you know how to draw.
The map.
21.
21. Yeah. No issue at
I
all.
use my fancy magic quill from my fancy magic book, but I don't write in my book, obviously.
It basically draws what you're imagining, which is why you're able to get such a very interesting and descriptive visualization of this monstrosity on paper.
Where is that book?
Yes, that is the creature that we have seen in our documents.
Where do I find that magical quill and book and whatnot that I have? Where? Not under.
Features and traits.
Just under all.
Probably all.
It's not a theme.
All are class features.
Oh, here it is.
Now, was there anything specific you wanted?
Hold on. Oh, okay. I was just looking to see what the quill does. Like, I can draw with it, and if I think I made a mistake, I can like erase the ink. It's like magic ink.
It's a pen
So,
with
yeah,
an
I make-
eraser.
So I make a nice ink drawing, erasing all my mistakes.
Not a problem. With the 21, you have no mistakes to erase. Yes, but-
put this in the troves documents, I guess.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Lord
It's a magic
Sandcrafter.
picture, so wink at him.
Shiima, can you draw me next?
I write the word next.
You're pretty good.
I'll write it in Elvish so it looks fancy and you can't read it.
No.
No.
She forgot me next. Put me out of next. Shameful.
She was in a hurry. Don't rush her.
Anyways, it is my understanding that this creature was unfortunately, up until now, not confirmed to have been existent or not. We weren't sure whether to categorize it as a figment of someone's imagination or an actual creature that obviously exists. But now
Yes.
we can.
It does exist, and that is its ability to make you think it's just your imagination.
That is
And
quite.
then it will make you just completely forget.
That is quite disconcerting, and it is
Do you
my.
know about the other two?
It is my understanding that there are possibly two others. This one appeared during a meteor shower, where one landed just outside of Boldor. The two others may be in the northern mountains of Shah Nalor, and another in western Yeastburg.
Channelar's the elf place.
Berge.
Yes. Berge,
That was
whichever.
Eastberg.
Berg. Sorry, my
You're
different
from,
dialect.
You're from there.
You say
Not
burgers?
me, no.
That's what I
Her?
heard.
Not her.
What's her name?
Made these sandwiches
This
if they're
is
bringing burgers.
Lorville.
That's who?
This is Lorville.
Oh. Oh, okay, it's another person. That's
Yeah. So,
The
this is
lady
not
that-
this isn't
doesn't
Frosthorn
want
talking.
Okay.
I was so little about your
Anyways, if you do manage to find yourself out in those directions and you manage to take down these creatures, then the Arcane Imperium would be amenable to letting the public know of the Fist's involvement in the eradication of such a invasive predator of unknown origins.
I see.
I don't really want anything to do with these things. I'm not even my memory erased.
How'd you remember?
I mean,
Other people would not remember me, and that's the problem.
You think you're that forgettable, Orlin? I don't think so.
Rigo forgot his husband.
I think if we're in the area, we can take care of it.
That's
We
just-
don't
that was just-
have to.
Generally here, not everywhere.
We have many places to go.
I understand.
We do.
I'm not sure if we're going to be going to Shadowlore or Eastburg anytime soon.
Of course. But just to be aware, it is also expected that these creatures can form strong bonds with malicious minds. And even though Thornhair may object to me speaking about such matters, we have noticed some.
Phone has not here.
Indeed. We have noticed some overlapping coincidences, let us say, in our own records involving Arcane Imperium student registries. There appears to be some students unaccounted for.
What does that even mean?
It means that we have lists of students in our registries, but no one can seem to remember these students.
Are they, what's the word when you send people somewhere, like on a mission?
Secret mission?
Like, are they,
Adventurers? Hirelings?
so, like, were they sent out to Eastburg or Chanelor? Are
According
they
to-
students specifically
Like
from
an
those
exchange student or
areas?
something?
According to our records, these students
Deployed?
have been.
Yeah, I guess deployed.
According to our records, these were students, just students within the Arcane Imperium that showed higher than normal aptitude for magic. That's really the only correlation between them.
Who forgot them? The people that forgot, are they from here or from Eastburg or Chanelor?
Basically, everyone within the confines of the Arcane Imperium within Maori Island has forgotten them. And we have run sweeps and searches all throughout the island to find the root cause of this, but we can rule out the existence of a void mine hiding out on the island or in the waters surrounding it, which has us more concerned for those who are in the know. There's not that many missing students as of right now, and it could just be a clerical error
How
on our
many
part.
is not that many?
So far, there are 12 missing.
And how many students are at the school?
Thousands. As I said, it's probably nothing, could just be a clerical error on our part, but I have raised my concerns about this ever since light of the existence of this creature has been known, and I would like to press my concerns onto you. Do with that information what you will.
When did the Arcane Imperium learn of the Void Mine's existence?
Well, we've been going through these records for a little over 15 years now, and the Void Mine is just one of the multitudes of fantasy magical creatures that have crossed my desk, and it was only up until now that I could really realize the true nature of this being. I can validate that it exists, if that makes sense.
So, but when did you first realize that there were 12 people missing?
Well, we first started to realize the discrepancy in the records probably 6 years ago, and by then it was only 4 or 5 people. Extra names of students unaccounted for. But those numbers have been slowly increasing as of late.
Is that one person per year?
Yes.
Okay.
As I said, it's probably nothing, but I felt it, in light of this evidence, I felt like I should tell someone and not get stonewalled. Anyways, that's all I have.
Have you questioned the Trove at all for any overlapping occurrences each year around the time when a student goes missing or anything like that?
The Since this is not an active investigation, most of the individuals at the Arcane Imperium are just ruling this as a clerical error. As of right now, we don't have solid proof.
Have you found families of any of the 12 people over the last however many years?
We have reached out to several of the family members and invited them over to Maori Island to discuss such matters, but once the interview process begins within the confines of the island, the family members, if any, appear to have no recollection or knowledge of these people.
Could I suggest that if you find anyone else missing, to go to the family themselves in their location?
In light of this,
Question them there and see possibly what happens?
I can take that under consideration, absolutely. Well, anyways.
I don't think I have any other ideas. There's nothing. Could I roll for anything? Like, can
roll
I
for
roll
what?
for thinking about
Roll for turning
anything
down.
that I might somehow connect the dots in my brain?
Sure. Make a general intelligence check.
Okay. 21 again.
21 again. I mean, with all of the evidence, you understand that. Well, you kind of guess that the Void Mind has a range to its blind song, its inherent ability to make people forget about its existence and the existence of its victims. But there doesn't appear to be a Void Mind, at least by Lady Lorval's own account. There doesn't appear to be a Void Mind on Maori Island or anywhere nearby it. So it's odd.
Could I think if it's possible for just the song of the Void Mind to be pushed farther, even through the Vox box or something like that, so that the song does somehow reach more people?
It's possible. With that line of thinking, with a 21, it might be possible, but this is... Shiima doesn't understand how exactly a Vox box works. Shiima doesn't understand exactly how the Void Mind's song works. I mean, it theoretically,
Song
maybe.
play, brain forget. That's all.
Theoretically, maybe.
Okay.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Well, time to destroy all of ours, buddy.
Put your tinfoil hat on too.
We're gonna have to infiltrate the school and pretend to be students.
I
Get my skateboard.
Yeah, what's that? Hello, fellow teenagers.
Yeah.
Get my skateboard. Give me the Buscemi. Greetings, fellow teens.
I will say, with a 21, Shiima has spent time on Maori Island,
No, we
and
were all there.
you all have, but you're the only one who rolled. You do not remember a time there that made you feel the same way you did feeling in Buldor. That sense of tenseness, that the awkward plumage of fur and just
Yeah.
that sense of being on edge, like that. You don't quite remember that translating as you've been happening while you were in Maori training to be a wizard.
Okay.
Has the Arcane Imperium heard anything about Thaddeus Grimm or Alessa Van Horning recently?
Ah, yes, those
Van
two.
Horning?
Von
It's like
Horning?
Van Horning. What's going on here?
Don't ask, don't tell.
It is my understanding that the rogue mages, that Thaddeus Grimm, was experimenting with some sort of forbidden necromancy, and has since been on the run. To the best of my knowledge, he has been routed from his laboratory near Marbel, by some other hireling group. Can't quite remember their name at this moment. But Alessa von Horning was rumored to be his apprentice, his protege, back when he was considered a royal mage years prior to this, to his involvement in unsanctioned necromantic experiments. So he was a legal royal mage at one point, but delved into forbidden arcane arts and is now currently on the run with some form of automaton that may or may not have may or may not be the products of some of these necromantic experiments.
So you don't think they're in the Marbell area anymore?
I believe that they are on the run.
I'm scared, Dad.
We could have been going for them, getting $2,000 for each of them. We were dicking around with these things that we can't get credit for. Nobody listens to Orlin.
Where did we hear about
Who
those
are
people?
you?
I don't listen to anybody, so good luck with that.
Because I don't have their names written down.
It was one of the 2-star Adventurers Guild quests that we could have taken. Well, we weren't supposed to really take up. I think I snagged a paper or something.
You were having me write down all the quests, or then you wanted to do them all at the same time.
Yes.
It sounded like.
There's 5 of us. We should be able to do 5 missions.
Oh, gosh.
We can't teleport.
6 if we count Saoirse. She can handle at least a 2-star.
Sure. Why not at the same time we solve world hunger and the poor?
See,
crisis
Vaxxus is
too?
on board.
I mean, I have some thoughts.
What are their names?
Easy.
Thaddeus. and what?
Thaddeus Grimm and Alessa von Horning.
So they're both
Oh,
wanted for
so
stuff.
she's not Horn.
They're
It's
Reavers.
Alessa von-
I have one question for you.
Yes.
If you had 1,500 gold, what the hell would you do with it?
I would invest wisely.
Oh gosh.
Well, as from what I've seen most adventurers do with their hard-earned coin is they usually they celebrate with it. They go to taverns. They boost the economy. You know, trickle-down economics really is a thing. You're not supposed to hoard wealth, but you know you do with your coin because it is your coin. But they usually use their coin to buy better equipment, to take on higher jobs, to get paid more, and then it just keeps recycling. Get paid, celebrate. Get more well equipped. Get a job. Get paid.
Get a job, you bum.
Repeat.
Has anyone ever told you sound like a stick in the mud?
Often.
Just so you know, but
What?
Thank you for that lecture.
Do you, or I suppose I could ask Tisha later, but can they tell us anything about the Thaddeus and Alessa? About where they might have been seen last or something, so we could keep an eye out while we're out and about through our college?
Can't ask her questions right now. She's tired over there.
Why?
I'm fine.
I can ask her later.
I've taken a look at Alessa von Horning's file. Apparently, she had some connections, some dealings with a criminal element within Marbell, led by a kingpin known only as Mr. Blue. That's really all I know.
Thaddeus Grimm is a real cool name. Just kill him and steal it.
Would I have heard anything about her? 'Cause I'm from
Careful,
Marbell,
Ryan.
right?
Like history check.
Okay. He's fine. 18.
18. You spend a few years within Marbell, and you do remember that there was a bit of
Did
a
I
fuss.
see the wanted posters or anything?
You do remember that there was a bit of a fuss on the Vox box about a lady noble, lower noble of the Von Horning House who was secretly a mage, an unregistered mage, potentially trained by another rogue mage by the name of Thaddeus Grimm. And is now wanted. She's out on the lam, and her family is being like held for questions and whatnot. There was a lot of like weird, shady business practices done by Alessa's brother, whose name escapes me right now. But
And you,
all he
escapes me.
all he really had to do was pay a fine. But Alessa is considered armed and dangerous and has been wanted, and her bounty has like slowly increased. Like first it was like, hey, 500 gold, find her. Now it's like, hey, she's been on the run for a while. Now it's up to like 2,000.
Did they say which group rooted him out of Marbell?
I don't know who the group is, but I nicknamed them Cannon Fodder.
Cannon fodder, sure.
I think it's another one of those where they steal the glory, you know, where they say, oh, it was some freedom fighters or whatever the hell they want to call it.
Cannon Fodder actually is a pretty good adventurous group name.
I'm glad you think so.
Who do we send in first? We'll go.
Keep an eye out for cannon fodder.
Don't steal it from us.
I'm putting so many stars next
Don't
to this.
steal!
Is that gonna be a one
When
shot?
we eventually die, that'll be our next group name.
I believe they are known as the cannon fodder.
We go on a level 10 adventure, level 1.
But yeah, any other questions for Archmage Lorville before she also teleports out of here?
I already forgot the point of the conversation.
That's fine. And with that,
Whoa, wait, hold on.
Damn it.
sorry, too late.
Wait, I needed to see what other fantasy creatures may or may not exist that steal memories.
Like she does that,
Mind flayers.
and then we're like, she's gone, and then she's like, goodbye, and she's like walking out the door and stuff.
Ha! They'll never know I never really teleport.
Or she's like climbing out the window precariously.
Make a perception check. She actually just transmuted into a mite and she's crawling out.
The robes get stuck. Ah, fuck!
She's one of them really, really bad ninjas.
I don't think I have any other questions or anything.
So now it's just you guys and Klaus, and he's like, "Oh, well, glad that's out of the way. I'm truly sorry about it, but unfortunately, I do agree with them. The Red Guard kind of need a win, especially with all of our more experienced and well-to-do troops being shipped over to Shah Nalor to deal with this dragon crusade. Otherwise, who knows?
How's the
Maybe
war going?
Not as well as I would like.
We're not there, so it's going terribly.
Yeah. Don't worry, once we get there, we'll win it.
We got your alert message, and we came as quickly as we wanted to.
A settlement needs your help. Not as honestly,
We
not
teleport to Shadowlord.
not as well as I would like. This war has been a severe strain on our resources, on our manpower, and honestly, there's talk of the dwarves wanting to pull out in order to defend their own borders. Something about rowdy orcs nearby, but you know dwarves, they're always
Cowards.
they're
Which dwarf kingdom are you talking about?
Multan. They're the ones who
Zoltan.
they're the ones who are sending the.
Ordo?
They're the ones who are
Order?
sending the bulk of their Iron Knights over to defend the Crimson Knights and the elven troop against the draconic armies that have taken root in northern Nalor, helmed by some dragon that is seen but isn't described, which is disconcerting to say the least.
Sounds like elf bullshit to me.
It does, but unfortunately the cost and the lives that are lost in this conflict is far from bullshit.
And now, Voltan is being attacked by orcs?
That's what they claim, but when aren't they?
Not to throw more
An
shit.
orc steps on their lawn and they cry attack.
Then stay off my lawn.
But they don't have lawns. They live underground in the mountains.
Right?
Doesn't matter, stay off my lawn.
Not to throw more shit under the pile of shit, but have you heard about the slavery in Dender?
Unfortunately, yes, I have been made aware of Dender's plight.
We'll be dealing with that eventually.
I wish you the best of luck. Should you endeavor. My understanding is teleporting to the island, to the continent of Dender, has been unsuccessful. There seems to be. Don't know. Anyone who tries usually just fails. I believe that there's some. I'm not truly in the know of that, but I can only surmise that Dender, or the devils that have taken over Dender, has erected some sort of anti-teleportation barrier in order to prevent, small skirmishes and armies to just be teleported over there to take care of the situation. We're also having problems getting eyes via scrying over there as well.
We also have a dilemma on our hands as well. So Orlin needs to get married, and we're still looking for that special someone for him. Would you have any recommendations?
Nothing compared to what is going on in Dender.
Matters of the heart are very important, I will have you know, Shiima.
If we did a Vaxxus reality show about it.
What's a reality show? I don't think I've heard of one of those.
Who wants to marry a count?
Yes, it's like a play, but it's based off of real life.
Who wants to be
Who would watch that?
When you explain it that way, it makes a lot more sense. Do you have any...
We can call it Who Wants to Be Counted.
Not bad.
Down for the count? We'll workshop it. As for advice, are you looking? Are you trying to get out of it? What's your angle? What's your goal?
Why is that more important than Dender?
You're right, absolutely. I apologize.
I mean, I got us talking about it for a whole 2 minutes. I think it was worth the mention.
She's got to make everything about her.
Oh my god.
Are you trying to make up for all those times you weren't here so you keep up where you left off?
That wasn't very long. It was
Honestly,
about 5 days.
Honestly, my heart
I don't know,
does
what is this time frame at this point?
Honestly, my heart does go out to the people of Dender. Devils give my kind a bad name, and you watch as he gestures to his horns, and he like holds onto one of his horns, and you kind of almost see him like try to break it, but then he like lets go of it.
I forget, was his brother a tiefling?
Klaus is a tiefling. The one you're talking to. His brother, Klein, is human.
Don't be ashamed of who you are just because other people might not accept it. That's no way to go about life, Klaus.
It's a little bit different when you are raised in a society, in a noble community that is mostly human, and let's just say that tieflings are a particular touchy subject when it comes to the Redmire court systems.
The way I look at it, that's their problem, not your problem.
Unfortunately, their problems is my problem. I was born and raised in Redmire. I am a count. My father is an archduke, and I am me or my brother will probably have to take over his position at some point. So, yeah, that's my problem.
They'll just have to accept that. And you know what? You can be the bigger person. They can look down on you, but they're wrong. They know it, you know it, they're all wrong.
That's what I tell myself every day, but it's not fun. That business aside, was there any more questions that you had in regards to Dender? Like I said, my personal knowledge of this situation is very limiting, but I will do what I can.
Are Minotaurs also from Dender?
There's many
Eastburg, I
animal
think?
folk. Like, I've seen
That's where
minotaurs.
I think St. Paul's
Probably.
from Eastburg.
I will say Minotaurs aren't from Dender, but
They're not
Dender
from,
has,
but-
but they have Minotaurs there.
Yeah, there's all kinds of animal folk there.
And it's not specifically animal folk either. There are humans, there's dwarves, there's elves, but it's like how Redmire is predominantly human, Dender is predominantly animal folk.
I'm
that
gonna
bear
ask
people?
him. What?
Is that bear people?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Just bear
Probably.
person.
There's bears, there's lions, there's
Tigers, oh my.
Speaking of which, you were complaining about
scorpion people.
About-
people?
you were complaining about your
Probably.
hands or whatever earlier. Did that work out for you or what?
Yeah, they're back to normal now. We're all good.
I wanted to ask him if he knows if there is anyone in charge of specific Dender-related intel, and if I could contact them in any way. If he has any insight on who's in charge.
I need to know if your secret organizations that are from Dender. What do you think this is?
To the best of my knowledge, no. There is no one spearheading investigations into Dender on that front. Honestly, everyone within the Terran Union has their own issues. There's the Dragon Crusade out in the east. The Arcane Imperium is dealing with a civil war with the Reavers. Multan is afraid of orcs.
As they should.
And all of our allied countries, the King of Frostbreak in Yeastburg doesn't want to do anything, really, and the Archdruids of the Elementus Archipelago is perfectly fine with just staying away from worldly politics.
Well, if there is anyone that is spearheading it, I suppose that would be me at the moment. But if there is anyone in Redmire or elsewhere that wants to help Dender in any way, they can contact me.
I have heard of a rumor, it's just a rumor, of some resistance group that is forming in the western side of Arcala. They call themselves Nature's Wrath, Nature's Fury. They seem to be fairly adamant about returning to Dender and freeing it from tyrannical rule.
Do you happen to know what city they're from?
I have no idea. Like I said, this is just a rumor. But you do remember...
Would it be connected to the group that I already know about that's over yonder?
Yes. This is the group that your brother Orion was mentioning.
Well, then Orion. Trying to find my thing about What did Orion mention? 'Cause I don't remember that.
He mentioned being part of a group. I believe it's called Nature's Wrath or Nature's Fury. and they are wanting to basically use incursion as
Oh.
Did he say where they were like based from or whatever?
somewhere westward near Deep Light Spires.
Fighting demons with demons.
By Deep Light Spires.
Devils with devils.
They wouldn't expect it.
Okay, what was the group called again?
Let's just call it Nature's Wrath.
And then they wanted, what did they want to do with the incursion? Should
They-
use it to fight Dender?
To fight the devils in Dender, yeah. And they, at least Orion seems to think that, they'll never see it coming.
I think I've got this right. Lincoln Marlowe is the royal diplomat. They might have some insight into the situation.
Ah, the Marlows. Good luck. Truly, for their whole family is talking. They are very tight-lipped whenever you approach them with an issue. But honestly, that's a way to go.
You know, if you want your parents off your back, maybe you can hire someone to pretend to be your mate for a couple of days, at least when you're visiting them, and then you can just not worry about it for a little while.
I think the point of getting the mate, though, is that they would take on the duties that my family's expecting of me so that I can go
Yes.
yell and...
Just find a smart one.
Yes.
I want to tell him, since he mentioned that he heard a rumor, I'll say, yeah, I think I heard the same rumor. So I'll look into that some more.
Very well.
But again, if you do hear things that are more rooted than a rumor, you can, send them to me via message or something similar.
I'll keep that in mind. But do be careful. In my experience, radicals tend to be stubborn and not as far-sighted. So just keep that in mind when dealing with them.
Maybe we should get them some glasses.
Good idea.
Now,
we may not deal with them, but we may point them in the direction of the devils so they can deal with the devils.
very well.
Because any bit helps. I would very much like my country to be free again.
Honestly, I would like to see the same. And before I let you go, I've also heard some interesting rumors about a daredevil sighting. Apparently, Orion has made themselves known to you. Is that true?
Oh, you mean Oro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Oreo.
Yes, he is wanted in my
Arcana's favorite snack.
He was posing as a hobgoblin, and he actually helped us a little bit on the way before disappearing again.
Interesting.
We learned he is a hobgoblin, right?
No, he was pretending to be.
Or
Hobgoblin.
He is a drow who
Oh,
is
he's a
wearing the
drow.
skin of a hobgoblin. Literally.
he's a drow.
Did you happen to see any of his other cohorts with him? A black-scaled
Technically, we didn't see
dragonborn
him.
or a...
Did
Yeah.
we? I don't remember.
We were just surprised we saw him at all.
He was in the sewer, right?
He was in the sewer, and the first time you saw him was at the bandit camp, along
Right,
with
yeah, okay.
along with another individual, a tiefling knight of the Red Oath of Redmire.
He was like a paladin
Johann.
or something.
Paladin Johann.
How did you spell Johann?
Oh, that's true. Somebody check on-
Johan.
Somebody should probably check on Johann.
Johann. Oh yeah, I have Johann.
Wasn't he heading back to
written
Redmire?
down, but that's
I went off and did his own thing.
So I
Yeah,
don't,
Here's
I
off-
don't know
here's
anything
off
about
thing.
that person. I
yeah, he
guess.
left.
Sure.
We don't know exactly. I thought he was going
Paladin
back.
Not us.
of the
I'm
Red
not checking
Oath.
up on him. Fuck.
I heard that he had another companion with him, a tiefling of sorts.
Speaking of sticks in the mud,
Did we all see
kind of a
that
jerk.
guy?
You all saw him.
Johann? Yeah, we saw
Stick in the mud.
We saw somebody.
Tell me about him, if you don't mind.
We rescued him. He didn't seem overly grateful and kind of went off and did his own thing, even though we tried to bring him back as part of our mission as a witness to the event. He refused us.
Yeah.
Said he had his own business to take care of, but he seemed pretty incompetent if he got captured at the bandit camp.
I see.
Said he was part of some guard or
The
whatever.
Red Oath.
Whatever, yeah, that.
Yes.
It is my understanding that the Red Oath's main job is to protect the crown. By extension, the Crown Prince, who has been the Crown Prince. This isn't him thinking, it's me.
Yeah.
Crown Prince.
I think it
What
was
was that little bastard's name?
Started with an
again?
O, didn't it?
Yeah.
He's part of the Red Oaths.
It's
because
Oscar
he's
or
bad at his
Oswald?
job, right?
Oswald.
It's Oswald.
Oscar's
I have
the kid,
never
isn't it?
Yeah. It is my understanding.
Prince Oswald.
It is my understanding that Crown Prince Oswald left the kingdom under the protection of a handful of Red Oaths in order to avenge his father, the king of Redmire.
Yes, the king of the oafs.
So why one of these individuals, one of the Red Oaths, would be traveling with the prince's father's killers, essentially.
Well, to be fair, he was dressed as a hobgoblin, so the hobgoblin might have been his companion.
That makes sense.
Do you think that could have been the Tiefling one? I don't remember what the hell his names was, but
Zine something.
Zephyra?
yeah, that sounds right. Maybe he was in disguise, lying to us. I don't know.
Oh, yes, that guy. That's another daredevil. Yeah.
But according to my reports, you guys saved this Johann, or at the very least assisted in some way. I'm just
Was
trying
it
to fill in
Salic?
the blanks
Was
there.
it Salic that had talked to him?
I think he was captured. He was on one of the torture
Yeah,
tables.
he was tied up and everything.
Yeah, like
There's a halfling
He's the one that let
watching
him out,
everybody.
right? I think.
Yeah.
One
To add
was Salic,
context, because it's been a stretch of time.
Yeah.
Johann and a handful of individuals were taken prisoner at the Blackheart Bandit Camp. Salic, Kulkras came in. Things
Look at there,
happened. Things happened, and the main Blackheart torturer, a halfling, he fucked off. But the rest of the prisoners were rescued, were saved, and Johann was indeed one of them.
Is Johann now wanted?
No.
Or is he just wanting to be found, but not necessarily wanted?
We mentioned
Wanted to be found because Johann is supposed to be protecting the Crown Prince and assisting him with his charge to bring his father's murderers to justice.
What color tiefling was he? Do we know?
He was not a colored tiefling. He looked like a normal fair-skinned human with horns and a tail. And you've seen tieflings. You've seen them. They usually have like not normal skin pigmentation. Blues, reds, oranges, grays,
Green, black, yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
purple.
To purple.
I'm gray.
So to see someone
You
who's
see me the whole campaign.
Are you colorblind?
of like a Caucasian complexion, it's
Do we
an
think-
oddity. Like, and
do we
it
think
wasn't
he's like-
albino either.
Do we think
There's
he's
only
like
3 colors,
half
right?
tiefling, half human? Or like, was he full tiefling but just like changing how he looked?
Hard to tell.
Alright.
Well, if you have any other information on this Red Oath Johann, you know how to get in contact with me. Likewise, if I hear of anything in regards to Dender, I will let you know.
Alright. Sounds good to me.
Well,
Do you have any other business?
No, I believe I have taken up far too much of your time already. I apologize.
It's already 2 o'clock.
It's already 2 o'clock. I'm sure that there are some festivities within town that you can still enjoy, and if you still want to sign up for the Tournament of Territory, you may do so at either Law Hall. You have about until 6 p.m. to register. It is my understanding that only one of you may compete for the. Yeah, just one of you can compete. So keep that in mind.
Well, apparently, we've already got our warehouse.
Well, if you want to try to earn a second one, feel free to do so.
I suppose, should I take the keys, or did somebody else want to take the keys?
You can take them.
Okay, I'll take the keys.
They don't have a chance against Shiima. It's easy.
Yeah, I just teleport away.
Alright, well, once again, Boldor owes you a debt of gratitude. I personally owe you a debt of gratitude that I know no amount of coin or trifles can truly convey, but you have earned my respect, and I cannot express in any measure how much that means to me.
Just put in a good word for all the eligible singles for Orlin.
Absolutely. Well, happy summer's arts to you, Fist. Good day.
Oh, really?
Unless there's anything else that the Fist would like to do, the Fist exits the office of Klaus, followed closely by Tisha, and she's just like rubbing her temples. Ah, that was not fun.
Hangovers can be a pain, I know.
Oh no, worse. I couldn't read any one of their minds that whole conversation.
Has that ever happened to you before?
Only when individuals are taking precautions around me. Which means that they either had something to hide.
I knew it.
Or they're just reinforcing that I'm not allowed to read their minds.
Now, when you mean anyone, you mean Klaus and the Imperium clowns?
As part of my station, technically no, unless it's for official business.
So, just Klaus?
Klaus, basically anyone who has ranks and titles and positions above mine. I would have to get some sort of permission in order to read their minds, and there would have to be probable cause, so on and so forth. Anyways, I have to get back to the law hall. There are many families that we have to console and let them know of what transpired. That the disappearance of their loved ones is a heinous crime perpetrated by the now defunct group of Blackheart bandits.
If you need anyone to write any extra sorry your family was eating cards, I can help you.
Well, now that you mention it,
I didn't think she
Rico
said that.
Schuyler has been asking for your group specifically, so feel free to stop by his place if you ever get the chance.
Should we pick up a bowl first?
Where's this warehouse?
Like a
Is there a
bowl?
warehouse district?
Brother Cat,
Is
Brother
there
Cat.
an address keychain on the keys?
There were like a little stack of papers. These papers
Deal
do
with these birds.
basically say that it's
well,
like
in the
it's like a
front line,
title
I don't know.
of property
That's just a
of
nickname.
warehouse X number, X line is in
Devil's Reach
property
lettuce.
of organization The Fist with like all your guys' names. Take this to the warehouse district in Boldor East. Ask one of the attendants there. They'll be able to show you to your actual warehouse.
Go with your powdered sugar that you got finally in your stash.
Feel free to enjoy the rest of your stay here in Boldor, and enjoy the festivities.
Make sure you get some sleep, Tisha. It doesn't look like you did.
Neither did you.
You got me.
Best
he
of
doesn't
luck.
sleep. He falls out of windows.
Well,
Sometimes.
take care, all of you. And she bids you all farewell. And the Fist is escorted out of the militarized area of Boldor South, and on the other side of the gates, almost like waiting for you all is kind of like the first one you see is Orion. He's just like just grinning, and he's got like a little entourage of like 9 people with him.
The drow?
And
The drow?
That's her brother.
Oh, it's my
yeah, sorry. There's Orion, and then there's Orion. Yeah, they both have the same name.
I'm like, the drow is just waiting there?
We should just call him
It's a
Oro.
ballsy move, Colin. See how this
Yeah.
makes
It's
up?
the original name that we know him as.
Not a problem.
Kulkras just cold cuts
There's
his
Orion
brother.
and Oro.
He will not be able to escape custody very well.
But yeah.
There he is! There's who?
But yeah, Orion is there. He's got like an entourage of like 9 extra people with him. Very like attractive looking people. They're probably various performers and dancers and entertainers throughout the city.
You see when I see Orlin, take your pick.
Well, if it isn't the Fist, I've been looking everywhere for you.
What are you up to with all these people?
Well, I sort of flexed my knowledge that I knew some saviors of the city. There's been a lot of talks about the hirelings that took care of the pandemic here in town and fought some bandits and had a wild excursion throughout no man's land. And we got to talking, and I said, hey, I know the Fist. I know them, and we just wanted to meet and hang out, and so here we are. I figured we could have a nice walk of the town during the celebration of the day. What do you say?
Autographs will cost you a drink.
Insight check. Why are they here?
Yeah, sure. Make an insight
Yeah,
check.
can I make an inside check on my brother?
Sure.
Make sure he's not being.
I'll give you advantage because he's your brother.
You're not my brother.
Wait,
I don't have a brother.
Mm-hmm.
Who the f are you?
Okay.
16.
16. What'd you roll? 19?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
16. Yeah. With the 16 and a 19, you gather that there's probably some sort of motive that Orion has for doing
To
this.
sell drugs.
You don't know if it's that specifically, but
Or is he being a pervert?
but you do notice with
Look at my
a
blood.
19.
Are these people a lot of women?
You notice with
Took
a
the X-ray
19
ring.
that it's not just Orion. A lot of them seem to like direct their attention towards Orlin.
I knew it. It's about his dick.
And that's where we're going to take a quick break.
Oh god.
You would not believe the sign.
Orion's being the real wingman.
Enjoy these announcements, and we will be right back.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast program to bring you these interdimensional announcements from the Underground Initiative. We would like to offer our thanks to the people and organizations that help make the Underground Initiative what it is today. Some of the music you're hearing in the background comes courtesy of Midnight Syndicate. These horror music pioneers can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Ask Alexa for Midnight Syndicate, or at their website at midnightsyndicate.com. A big thank you to the one, the only, Kevin MacLeod. Check out the amazing works of Kevin MacLeod, a full-time composer who has published over 2,000 works of musical genius, most of which he's made available for others to use using the Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. His work can be viewed on YouTube and incomptech.com. Thank you, Irutan, for letting us use your music. This amazing savant of Celtic and medieval melodies can be found on YouTube and irutanmusic.com. We would also like to thank Blizzard Entertainment, CD Projekt Red, and Bethesda for having such iconic and impactful music, as well as allowing for fans to utilize said content in productions like these. Please keep in mind that this is all fan-generated content and is not sponsored or endorsed by Blizzard Entertainment, CD Projekt Red, or Bethesda. We just really enjoy their content. A big shout out to Derek and Brandon Feitcher. Their amazing compositions can be found on YouTube under Fantasy and World Music by the Feitchers, as well as iTunes, Bandcamp, Amazon, and Spotify. Go check them out. Stringstorm does music, voice acting, sound effects, and more. There's a lot of creative symphonic metal music on their YouTube channel, and most, if not all, of their songs can be purchased at store.stringstorm.info. Various artists and animators were vital in bringing the Underground Initiative to life. We would like to thank Edvartico, who can be found at twitter.com/Edvartico. Sunzaki Kojika. Check out her artwork and content at twitch.tv/Sunzaki Kojika, and CJ Emmanuel II. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
And we're back. So,
Shopping.
the fist. God, that's so quiet.
It's a quiet song. I can't help it.
What? I can't hear you over the music.
The Fist, on the second day of Summer's Arch, having exited a fairly tense meeting with Klaus, Eldridge, and members of the ruling council of the Arcane Imperium, getting paid, getting sushed, pushed. And now the rest of Summer's Arch is open for you, but you are greeted by Orion Sandcrafter, Shiima's brother, along with a little entourage of
He has a harem.
of people, male and female alike.
Still a harem.
I've seen this anime before.
So, see, I told you we could meet the Fist.
Did you read about
Here
that
they
one of
are.
your magazines, Kulkras?
Yeah, you're right, it was.
Yeah, I told you it was quiet. Right back down.
Yes.
While Shiima and Kulkras are looking at them suspiciously, I'm going and shaking everybody's hand and be like, you want to touch? Go ahead.
A lot of
One for
them-
each of you.
A lot of them are very eager to do so, and they are very they are not shy about this at all.
They go for your third arm.
They're
Whoa!
like then these are all like very friendly
There's a
individuals.
halfling squeezing your thigh.
There is a single female halfling. Just to throw out, there's a couple humans. There's a tiefling. There's an orc dude. There's a centaur. Halfling, a couple elves, and just deer.
Cousins of the
Nothing
Jeffrey.
humanoid. Nothing humanoid about
They're
them, just
druids.
deer.
They're shapeshifted.
And another orc female.
So you're saying Orlin's got that animal magnetism?
You are saying that. I am just nodding and moving on.
Somebody clearly has been on Hero Forge lately. They just added the Fool's Gold elk people. Oh boy.
Oh wow! So this is Orlin of the Fist. Yeah, I've heard a lot about him.
Count Orlin. Count Orlin.
Count Orlin. Oh yes, that's right. Count. Remember, remember everyone.
Him out.
Don't count out Count Orlin. That's clever. Hee.
Not really.
Just one of the random voices. I heard you took on 10 bandits single-handedly. Is that
Naked.
true? See, I told you he was naked. I thought he was just exaggerating.
Oh, he's exaggerating.
Could you
Ryan,
imagine?
what
Could you
did you
imagine
tell
if that
them?
turns out to be like a portrait?
I only told them the truth.
like there's like it's like an old timey photo where these guys are like running away and then there's this butt naked guy chasing them with a sword in the halls.
You could have that commissioned if you wanted.
That would be like the coolest picture in the entire place.
Oh, guess
Someone get Ed Verdico on the line.
Artists, get in the comments.
You need to do like you know the nice painting that they do, but it's just you naked with the sword in front in the middle, blocking everything.
was going through a tour. Ah, yes. The
Holy
famous
wait.
night when we were invaded. What?
Yeah, we
Invasion.
Can, we can make that the cover of Daruda on there.
Anyways, I was just telling my friends that I was palling around with the Fist, and we got to talking, and they wanted to meet you all. And, you know, so I made it happen.
What?
So,
See that?
So, where are we off to? Where do you want to go? We'll just follow. Just hang out.
I'm going shopping.
Okay.
That's a buy.
Okay, that's kind of dull.
I like
not going to lie.
I mean,
Orlin, Count Orlin, what are you going to do this fine summer's arch day?
I would pick up some alcohol and go check out this new warehouse.
Okay,
I would
alright.
be very interested in the alcohol with you.
We just got a property.
You hear that, everyone? It sounds like a beer crawl.
I'll, as we're leaving, I'll whisper to Vaxxus, keep an eye on them.
I mean, there's a lot of them. I'll try.
They're here for something.
Alright, so,
watch your pockets.
I assume you hand the paperwork and keys over to Orlin for the,
Sure.
alright.
Don't lose this. It's very important.
As the gaggle goes in one direction, Salic goes, I'm going to satiate my sweet tooth. I will catch up with you later. And then he just runs off in a
A
random
slow
direction.
smile creeps over Vaxxus' face as he leaves. That's it.
You're gonna go on like a candy shop crawl and get him banned from all of this.
Shiima, what place would you like to stop at first for shopping?
I'll just go to the general store first. I'm gonna buy some potions of healing and peek around their shelves because I heard some interesting things.
Alright, easy enough. 45 gold each, so 90 gold in total for those. Because it is Summer's Arch, that is the discount price. Plenty of just a lot of weird stuff on the shelves. Make a perception check. 15. Your mind, your vision sort of wanders to like the adventuring supplies, the travel stuff. You guys have been out on the road a lot, so you just can't help but like take stock of like the provisions, the wagon repair kits, tent rolls. You also find a really nice tubed case of cartographers' supplies.
Add some pages of sending, I think.
There are also some pages of sending as well.
Leave those next to the quills. buy some pages of sending.
All right. How many pages do you buy? 2?
Just 2.
Not a problem. I believe at that point you fill up.
That's my. Yeah, I fill up my book.
All right. You know the price of those. We
Sure. At a discount, though,
We
right?
pre-shop.
at a discount.
Because of-
Yeah, we pre-shopped. Full disclosure. So you got those. You also pick up this very interesting cartographer's case.
Yeah. Hopefully, we won't get lost on the roads.
The shop owner looks at the cartographer's case. I see I see finally someone is buying this thing. It's one of those doodads from one of these random hireling groups. Acquisition something. Don't worry about it. Hope you won't get lost with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope it doesn't send us on the wrong path somehow.
Likewise. Is there any other business you would like to get done?
I was gonna look for a new ring. So I don't know where it would be. Do I have to go to a jeweler? Or would it be in the general store?
You could go back to Gendry's, who's like very well known throughout Boldor as a jeweler and enchanter.
Was that where I'd have to do the Mog armor stuff too? Or was that,
you can, or you can get the Mog armor change and the ring at a place called Arcane Armaments here in Boldor.
Arcane armaments.
You gonna go there?
Well, yeah. With the ring, would I still have to go to Gendry's for the ring? That I want?
Either or, your choice.
I'll go to the Arcane Armaments, I guess.
I'll do it.
Try to get both down there.
Not a problem. You are met with the same gnomish individual who uses a pair of magical stilts to reach like the very, very, very high shelves.
What's their name? Because I don't have their name right now.
I didn't give you a name because I don't have one.
You still don't have a name? Okay.
Tyler.
Tyler the Gnome?
Tyler the gnome.
Okay. Okay.
So, Orlin, when did you get
Uses
so
the-
popular? You have this giant group of fans following you.
About 5 minutes ago.
That makes sense.
It was inevitable.
Your nude escapades have traveled far and wide already. That's impressive.
You're having this conversation while you have like an orc dude on one arm and a centaur female on.
And you were worried about people forgetting about you. I see that's impossible now.
I still don't think we should risk, well, never mind. Talk about that another time.
What is this I hear about high risk? Are we gambling now? Is that what's going on? I think that's what's going on. That's what I heard.
I was gonna say one sounded like Salic. I'm like, I thought you went the other way.
No, this is Orion. Sorry, they have. Sorry about that. Orion has a little bit more of a lower voice that I don't use as often as I should.
No, you're
While
fine.
Salic is a little bit more higher up.
There's no gambling with the fist, it's only wins.
Yes.
Unless you're
Do you hear that, everyone? Snake eyes all around.
That's our catchphrase, winning.
Do it.
Don't let your dreams
at Arcane
be dreams.
Armaments, the Tyler, he actually goes
has to
up
go
because
up.
you're like 20 feet tall. How can I be helping you today?
Well, I was looking for a specific ring you may or may not have that's magical.
Certainly, we deal in all types of magical objects. Any particular brand of magical rings you might be interested in?
Looking for something that could help me walk on water.
I have to ask, is that because you are a cat person? Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, but thank you for
I knew you were gonna ask.
thank you for
Okay.
satiating my curiosity. It's right this way. He extends himself up further, plucks a ring off of a small shelf, brings it down, gives you the price of 180 gold for the ring of water walking.
That's with the discount, right?
It is. It is a
Saw your
very.
sign on the way in.
It is a very beautiful blue turquoise band that has very faint etchings of waves throughout.
I was just about to say.
I know, it's like the music keeps getting louder and louder somehow.
You're just like quiet down. You're like, you can't stop me.
Tyler likes to rock, man.
Yeah. And then I was
I'll keep it.
I was in here, I believe, yesterday to inquire about changing the color of my metal armor here.
Ah, yes, I remember you.
Yes, I wanted to see if you could make it somewhat of a rainbow of metals, like what do we say, copper, brass, bronze, silver, gold. What's the other one again?
But
Oh yeah, platinum. Like not necessarily actual metal, but just make it look that way.
interesting. Yes, this is something that can be done. A little bit of arcane acids to just to sort of scorch some of the metals and whatnot. Entirely possible for the low cost of 25 gold.
Certainly. 25. Would you need it for a certain amount of time, or is it like a quick process?
It will be a fairly quick process, around 10 minutes or so. So if you'd like to take the time to peruse our fine wares, you are more than welcome to do so. One of my associates will work on it in the meantime.
I guess sort of the way I see it, like maybe I poke the rubies and that's how it like clips off. So I'm gonna like and pop it off and give it to him.
Alright.
And then I'll just look around the shop for 10 minutes and wait.
Not a problem. And this shop is decked out. It's got like various designs of curved and straight swords, bows of elven, dwarven, and some even like wild dender designs of like curved bows. Various. Now they don't have like actual armors on display, but they do have like little tiny miniature versions of various types of like leather and metallic armors for sale of all of the different categories, with a little description of what they do, and on the back wall, that is where like a lot of the main, like these are the ones that you are going to buy at the ready magic items, and this is like a 2-3 story tall wall, and it looks like there are items all the way at the top, and Tyler's mechanism seems to be able to extend all the way up to reach these high up magic items. But while you are perusing there, we go back to the entourage. Going to northeastern of Eastern Boldor. This is where the warehouse district is, where a lot of the businesses of Boldor keep a lot of their excess wares, or some people use these warehouses as like manufacturing plants, factories. Definitely not sweatshops.
Definitely sweatshops.
Things of that sort. You go through, and there is like a little arena that's being like set up off to the side for the tournament of territory that's supposed to take place later on tonight. And you see off in the background there is like all kinds of workers just moving stocks around, like lots of heavy boxes. You notice that a lot of these individuals have mogs on them, to the point where it even looks like some of them have completely replaced their limbs with mechanical ones in order to lift and carry just a little bit better. While also you just see like this dude wave a finger and like 5 boxes are just floating in midair. There's definitely something of a dichotomy of workers, and maybe there's an argument of fairness.
You see all that flattery, Orlin? They heard about you being the strongest muscle wizard and they're trying to compete with you now.
Imagine if I did that though. If I could be like superhumanly strong. Or...
I mean, if you put your mind to it, I'm sure the sky's the limit.
Indeed.
I mean, look at your fan club. It just popped out of nowhere, like it materialized. Is that something you want, like a fan club, to carry on your legacy and your stories?
Yes, of course. Isn't that what we're all in this business for?
Sure.
One of the halflings is now like riding the centaur's back, while now you have like a tiefling male in one arm and an elven female on the other. They're just taking turns, just asking you like small things like, hey, what do you like? Well, what do you like about adventuring? What made you want to join the Fist? Are you its leader? What's the scariest thing you fought? What was the first thing you fought? It's just a lot of like these very gentle questions and they seem like very enamored and having fun with just the conversation of the travel. Is there anything that you, Orlin, would like to embellish or to like, I don't know, try to like make known as you travel with this entourage?
I'll tell them the story of us fighting the Drider. With me as the center of it, of course.
A lot of them are
I want you to tell me
unaware.
about the cocaine that you sniffed before that.
Do you include that in the story?
No.
How many times you've been hit by literally friendly fireballs?
Throw the arm!
And how you still look that good after all those like 2nd and 3rd degree burns.
I love it.
Most of them be.
Yeah, exactly.
That story is bent with a little bit of confusion because a lot of people are not really privy to what a Drider is, so you have to describe it. Oh, it's a spooky amalgamation of the unholy union between an elven's upper half and a spider's lower half. The centaur in the party is like, oh, that's disgusting.
Vaxxus,
come on,
use your wizardry to show them.
I mean, they're all impressed. Don't get me wrong, because that does sound like an actual terrifying creature when you say it out loud.
I'll look to the fan club, like, even though they're all right in front of me, I'll just say, can I get a volunteer?
Or no. Yeah, do it eventually.
Yeah, you get like 5 of them to be like, oh, me.
I pointed at Ryan. Yes, you, come over here.
He didn't even raise his hand. He was like,
That's the
yeah,
fun.
sure. What's up?
All right, now just stand still, and when I give the cue, just say something really scary, and I'll cast minor illusion and make him look like the driver.
Taxes.
Taxes are due.
Oh, not the taxes!
You've been called to the king's draft.
Oh my god. He's gonna stay with what he.
That's not
originally was-
gluten free.
Does this look infected to you?
Why'd you ask me to do anything?
Because
We're just giving you options.
This soup is dry.
it's interactive playtime, man. That's all.
I have caught you in my web of lies.
That's good. That sounds just like him.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, that's exactly what it looked like, and then I'll just cancel it after a couple of seconds.
All right. Everyone's like, ooh, scary. 10 minutes go by, and your armor is complete. Where do you go from here? Very lovely look from copper to platinum. You've got the spectrum of known metals.
I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna wander, taking in the sights for a while, eating some snacks and things. I can spend like a random amount of money on snacks.
Not a problem. Snacks are fairly cheap. If you want to just spend a
your
gold, that's snacks for the whole day. And there's all kinds of like popcorn seems to be like the biggest snack. But it's new for it's a relatively new thing for
candy?
them.
What about cakes and candies?
That's not
I
exciting.
mean,
right now.
What about little meat on a stick?
I mean, that classic and enjoyable. You can get a meat on the stick. Various flavors of popcorn.
It's the Randy's that gives it a flavor.
Various meats on a stick. Eventually, you do run into like a very frazzled-looking Salic, and a very disappointed Salic. Shiima!
I'm gonna walk out. I got like a cake pop and a meat on the stick.
It'd be funny if you're just doing like one of these.
I'm doing like classic tourist. Like I got food in each hand. I'm just looking around at stalls and stuff.
You have a I Love Boldor hat on or something.
I survived the sewers of Boldor.
Wait. Shiima! What is that sweet thing that you are eating?
Cake pop?
I will give you 5 gold for it. No one will sell me sweets. I have gone to every stall on this side of Boldor. No one will sell me sweets. Me.
Do you want me to go buy you some sweets?
Will you?
I already took a bite of this, but I guess you can have the rest and I can go get some more.
Thank you so much. Like
Takes it.
Yeah, a bird just.
roll.
Wait, give me
There comes the percentile dice.
give me 5 gold or something. I'll go buy you some.
Okay. A bird tries to steal it.
Right before you forget it.
Salic is you and Salic are too fat. He stuffs the whole thing in his mouth before the
And then I take the stick and I throw it at the bird. Okay, well,
I cannot wait until we leave this city.
Don't worry.
What fresh hell is this?
I'll just go into whatever snack sweet stall and just buy him another gold worth of stuff, and I'll keep the 4 gold, I guess.
Okay. You notice that like as you go to 2 different places, buying sweets, they all look just over your shoulder, and they look at Salic, and then they look at you, and they're
Can I
like,
ask them, like,
okay, yeah, sure, we'll sell it to you.
yeah. Can I ask them, like, why they're looking over my shoulder?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Not that great. 8.
8.
Yeah. Just 8.
Oh, we are just keeping an eye out for other customers. That's all.
Bullshit!
Okay. I'll walk away with my double-fisted snake cake pops.
Spicy.
I mean, yeah, maybe they do have snake on a stick too. Who knows?
That'll be interesting.
You can put
Probably.
anything on a stick these days.
Absolutely. Why not?
And then
Tastes
I'll
better
just
when it's
I'll walk past
I love Jello on a
Salic,
stick.
but I'm gonna message him to follow.
Hey, with magic.
Alright. He does so. So,
And then we're just gonna like, I don't know, walk down the street. I'll eat one and then I'll just hand him a handful.
there's plenty of interesting things going on in the city. There is talks on, there are announcements on the box hailing the destruction of the rest of the Blackheart bandits here in Boldor at the hands of various organizations of the Terran Union. But no one is named specifically. But they would like to explain that a lot of the hardship has been made by outside entities and entities who stand for chaos and disorder and the disruption for everything that the fine citizens of Boldor hold dear, and that everyone should stand united against outside threats. And if you feel passionate enough to stand against the tyranny and those who would cause your homeland harm, to enlist in service at your local law hall.
Hey, I advocate for chaos, alright? The other stuff, no, but chaos is fine.
Behold.
Oh.
I'm gonna ask Salic if he wanted to do any shopping.
He looks at just the handful of sweets in his hand. This is the only thing on my mind right now.
I'm gonna sort of show off wiggle my arm and be like, I already did my shopping.
Oh, that is so shiny. I like
And
that.
I got a new ring.
Ooh, what does it do?
Yes.
Oh, god.
The rest of the fist have made their way to the actual warehouse. One of the random attendants with fully replaced mechanized legs shows you.
Yeah,
so,
legs, Lieutenant Dan.
so I hear you guys got yourselves a one of our fine warehouse establishments.
Yeah, it was free 99.
Right this way. And he shows you, it's a very modest warehouse. It's only 50 feet by 30 feet. It's not that big.
It could use a little love, but sure, we'll take it.
Alright, let me make sure. Well, here, let's check it out. He opens the door. It's one of those very wide rolling doors. And he sees that there's still a couple boxes of something off in the corner that some of the helpers are trying to move out.
Hey,
what?
Finders keepers, it was here when we got here.
I thought you guys said that this would be moved by now. Sorry, Jim was
It's ours now, it's our property.
unfortunately, that's not how it works here, but don't worry, we'll get these things moved out very, very shortly. But feel free to take a look around, and it is a very well-made warehouse. It's very high ceiling. It's probably 30 feet tall, 35 at the roof steep angle. Stone floors, not a lot of. Just 3 or 4 beams in the middle for support. Well ventilated. There's no holes in the bottom of the walls or anything. But as these guys are moving some of the crates, one of them freaks out and drops one. Oh shit! Not again! As just a handful of these bizarre-looking rats are scurrying away from this crate. The three of you make perception checks if you don't mind.
Kulkras is there too.
Kulkras is there too. He's with
Oh,
you.
I didn't know
Unless
where
he's
I
not.
didn't know where he went.
I guess I just bought my cape and came back with you guys. I don't know.
Oh shit, that's right. I didn't do the shopping. I'm sorry.
If he's doing the cape thing, I also needed to buy the saddle too, so we could have done that on the way.
Absolutely. So, before that, these guys bought
Okay.
cape and saddles and rope.
And a rope.
I'm so sorry. I am a professional.
Okay, I'm fine with rolling through the shopping.
Fair. So yeah. Well, what color is your cape?
I wanted it to be red.
Not a problem. A dash of red. Very dash.
Goes
of
with my armor.
I'm gonna inspect the crate that fell.
Make a perception check for this situation first.
Alright, what
Okay.
was I,
Can I do
what
an-
was I doing that you said to do for the three of us?
Perception.
Perception check.
I'm doing an investigation check, like I'm pretending to help them with the bombs.
Yeah, sure. You can just ignore this other situation. That's fine.
22.
8.
15.
15. Alright. 8. Well, on an 8, you just see a bunch of scurrying rats with the weird pinkish complexion to them. What did you roll for the crate?
15.
15. You're a merchant-ish. You ran
Not a good day.
You know how to identify where crates have been, where they have come from, like their point of origin. This crate is made of like a weird green lacquered wood, and it does bear like a symbol of what looks to be 3 different houses, and you recognize one of them as the symbol of Orlin's family house.
I think they're stealing your stuff, Orlin.
This crate, the symbol with a 14. This bears that this crate is from the island of Lahir, specifically Greenwood Harbor.
Would I know what their import/exports are?
With the 14, fish.
They're stealing
Fish.
your fish, Orlin.
Fish and whale oil. With the 22,
But I guess you're okay with it.
you see that a lot. It's not going to be on the map.
Okay.
As soon as you said island, I'm like, that ain't on there.
With the 22, you see that a lot of these rats, in fact, all of these rats, it's something weird. Their brains are exposed. Like, they don't have a top layer of skin on their head, and they don't have a top layer of skull
That's
either.
frightening.
Hey, what are you storing in our warehouse?
At this point, I would like...
That's why you asked how much health I had, or what?
Hold on, let me check that first.
Hey, like that real old meme went, is Kulkras gonna have to choke a bitch?
Choke a rat?
You have to shake him down.
I'm not taking my pants off for this.
You don't want to disappoint your fans, do
That's
you?
true.
You're just gonna remove your belt like you're gonna like beat somebody with it.
Go back to South Park, just remove the belt and pants for them. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I was thinking of the gluten joke earlier because I mentioned it and the clip popped into my head. I'll bring it up when we're done. Yeah, it's one of those that's like, it's probably an 8 or a 9 for me anyway.
Yeah, these rats, it's weird. They start emitting like these weird cones of purplish energy, and a lot of the workers start to like bleed out of their ears and nose and mouth.
What? Okay.
Do you guys intervene?
Yes.
I'll start pulling one of the guys away from the rats. Like, what the hell is wrong with those vermin?
I'm not gonna have you guys roll for initiative. These guys are super duper weak, but I would ask that you guys just give me 3 random, 3 attack rolls at advantage, and you tell me how you guys would like to dispose of these rats.
Nice. At advantage, you said?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna step on one like hard, I guess.
Sure.
Gotta go with the sword.
These guys do not have a whole lot of hit points. You guys are level 8, I think.
Okay, first attack is a 22.
22, alright.
I rolled, I guess,
25.
an unarmed strike is just plus my strength, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a 19.
19 hits.
And a 14.
14 also hits. How is Orlin?
I'm just taking wide swings with you, trying to swipe as many of them as I can. I got a 25, a natural 20, and a 27.
Not a problem. How are you doing? The same thing, just with your axe?
Yeah. Well, the axe is still in the shop, so it's the greatsword.
Greatest
Not a
victory
problem.
yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Orion will sing our tales.
Vaxxus with heavy footfalls, with the grace of a giant trying to stomp a human who's entered his domain. Yeah, you a bunch of these rats just squish underneath your heel. Orlin takes like a couple like wide swipes as some of these rats actually try to jump in onto you and bite you, but you just like slash at all of them, and the fist entourage is just watching from like a very safe distance, and they're like, "Wow, we actually get to see the fist fight. This is amazing." Kulkras, same thing. Only you have like a more interesting approach. You actually get low and almost like a sweeping motion with your blade. Just it almost like scratches across the floor as you slice not 1, not 2, but 8 of these rats just all in one go.
Kulkras is far more nimble than Orlin.
One of these rats attempts to get away, but Saoirse immediately just pounces and just rips it apart.
Oh,
So
Saoirse's
it was nothing.
Saoirse's gonna get sick.
After this fiasco is very quickly handled by the fist.
Would you mind?
One of the workers is like, "Oh well, you don't see that every day."
Any explanation for that?
Honestly, nope.
Inside check.
Sure, go ahead.
It'll be a disadvantage though for me.
It would be. Is that bean?
Oh no!
Bean.
I knew I shouldn't even have rolled this one. Yeah. It's bad. It's a goofy looking one.
That's right, shake it a bit more, wake up the dishwater.
I'll take that over that bug again.
Nobody's had the band-aid yet, have they?
I might have.
I
just not know.
like, a long time ago.
First time for everything.
Does it taste like butt?
Tastes like lawn weeds.
Lawn wheat?
Weeds. Like I'm eating a dandelion.
There's
Wait,
a-
maybe
that's what it is.
There's fresh cut grass in there, basically.
That might be it.
Eating grass.
I've had worse.
You hear that, Sam? He's coming for you.
Still pretty gross. So.
Yeah, you try to gauge the intent of this worker, and yeah, seems legit. But then he comes clean. All right, honestly, we have heard We have heard rumors that
Make a funny face because you got. Ugh. All right, fine. Just don't make that face anymore, more or less.
we did hear some rumors that someone's been like mutilating rats and throwing them back out there for fun, but this is the first time we've actually seen anything like that. But yeah, the weird purple light shit, yeah, I got no fucking clue what that was.
So where did you hear about these things from?
He gestures over to the dock workers, and they're like, yeah, we've been kind of seeing them every now and then for like the past month or so.
Do they show up in any particular area or from any particular place?
And they just do this all the time?
Usually they just scurry and run away before we can actually see them and do anything with them, but they always just look like, yeah, someone just shaved a bunch of rats or cut the top of their heads off and just let them loose. That's what they always look like, and just looking at the rats, that's pretty much what they look like as well.
Have you reported this to anyone?
Well, yeah, we've let the law hall know that, like, hey, someone's torturing at small rodents and critters, but I don't think anyone really cares.
I would like you to go to the law hall and talk to Tisha.
Tell them the fist sent you.
And if you don't, I'll find out.
You hear that? Take, you guys are both on break for the next hour. Go down to the law hall. Make sure it gets done. Yes, boss.
What was the symbol on the crate that these things came out of? Was it the one that he investigated, or was that a different crate?
Same one that he investigated. And all these crates have the same symbol emblazoned on it. And Orlin, you take a look at the crates as well, and they do in fact bear a symbol of one of the Trinette businesses who work hand in hand with House Chudon and House Lamlin at Greenwood Harbor, in like one of the very few times where these three families actually come together and have some sort of business venture, which would be like the whaling and fishing operation of Greenwood Harbor and Greenwood Bay.
The one that they dropped, what was in that crate?
You open it up. Make an investigation check, actually.
Could I assist?
I would say because you are exhausted, you would not be able to give help.
10.
10. It looks like salmon meat, but it might be mixed with something else. There appears to be, it looks like there's like little teeny tiny octopus tentacles mixed in.
This looks disgusting.
I'll try it. I'll take a bite.
Wanna take a bite? Alright, cool. Make a con save at disadvantage.
It's already a disadvantage for him.
Oh no, saving throws are not, so this would just be a con save.
At this level of
Oh,
exhaustion
this
anyway.
is just a con save?
Yeah.
Bean.
Full save.
Silence!
Another bean.
Bean!
This is what the fish will actually taste like.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Weird, this fish tastes like cotton candy.
Kulkras the Fortune Seer!
Back-to-back beans.
Unreal.
They said your protein's looking low. Have a bean.
This is what the fish tastes like.
Alright, these both look terrible. I'm gonna take this green one though. Alright, can I get grass again?
We've gone through a range
That
of emotions
look.
here.
It went from confusion to disgust back to confusion again.
It's like, why am I still chewing?
I can't tell what it is or if it's bad or good.
Because he's a man, he doesn't just chew and swallow, he chews it like a cow.
Oh my god.
I accept my punishment. Alright, so what happens? Do I throw up immediately?
No. Well, I mean, first off,
The doctor
you
goes,
just
"No, wait."
ate some raw fish that's been hanging out in a warehouse for who knows how long.
Are these crates refrigerated at all? Or?
No. Now, they are preserved in like salt and stuff and other preservative means. That being said, like the saltiness gets you. The taste is not bad. Like it's salmon, a little gamey, but not rotten. But then like as you're eating, you kind of feel like this extra sensation on your tongue, as if there are.
I can't feel my tongue.
As if there's like 3 or 4, maybe 5 tendrils sticking out the top of your tongue and just tickling the roof of your mouth.
I try to get it out of my mouth.
You sneeze and like one tentacle's hanging out.
You watch as like Vaxxus opens his mouth and he sticks his tongue out. He does have like 5 of these little tiny tentacles are just sort of there. They're like bleached white.
Yeah,
They kind of
yeah.
look like the tentacles, the octopus tentacles that you saw on the fish meat that he's currently eating.
Vaxxus, are you okay, buddy?
I don't know.
Disgusting.
Get it out.
Should we take you to Salic? You can amputate him or something?
Then probably for the best. I'll just see if I can like get it out of my mouth.
As you like try to pull on it, it hurts. Like, it's weird. In the span of like 6 seconds, and they have grown. There's like nerve endings that are growing from your tongue to these tentacles that are just kind of there. So
I'm gonna.
it's painful. Like, it doesn't impede your speech, but it is a very uncomfortable sensation.
I'm gonna be like, all right, here's hoping, and I'm just gonna like do a wind up, and I'm gonna do a remove curse and just like slap myself really hard.
You slap yourself with a remove curse, and these tentacles fall out of your mouth.
All right.
That's disgusting. I almost sent you to the corner.
Curse.
Until Salic could look at you.
I'm my own doctor. He can do whatever the hell he does.
Who owned this place before we did?
This place was just a normal storage facility.
Spit it out.
3-part owned by 3 families of Redmire, but their warehouse has just been just moved elsewhere around here. It's not that uncommon. People change their warehouses every now and then, but this warehouse was recently changed by the order of Count Klaus Eldridge, which tracks because he's giving you a thing.
Pun intended, but I think something fishy is going on.
How many other boxes are in here?
There was just like 3 of those boxes that are currently being moved.
3 more of them?
Well, 2 more of them.
I'm going to ask you to put them down because after that we're opening those.
Honestly, yeah, probably makes sense. Go ahead. And 2 of his other, they pull out crowbars. They open the lids of these crates.
The Kraken comes out.
No rolls necessary. There are just more fish meat. Like, some are clams, some are like canned whale blubber.
Just the way Mom used to.
More like salmon and bass and other like very large trout type meat. Not all of it have little tiny tendrils and tentacles growing out of them, but some. And you kind of put, and you also take a look at some of these rats, and yet someone, I'm gonna assume it's Vaxxus, you can't quite help yourself, but you kind of want to poke the brain bit just to see what's going on there, and you don't poke the brain. There's almost like a weird translusiveness to the rat's skull and head. So you feel flesh as you're poking it. And after like a few minutes, the translucentness kind of fades and it just becomes a normal rat.
Do people eat this stuff that gets brought in?
Well, yes, this is supposed to be distributed to the local markets and whatnot, to other vendors who have paid for these for this fish meat. But clearly, this meat is tainted in some way, so it will have to be disposed of.
Inform your clients and give us a list of those clients.
That, unfortunately, I cannot do. That is no offense, but that's not. Yeah, no.
All right, I guess you'll be responsible for when we report this then.
I will be filing my own report to the law hall in order to explain away why 3 of these crates have to be disposed of, the incident here, and probably just a whole lot of other paperwork to let the other vendors and whatnot know that, hey, you might have gotten some tainted meat from Greenwood Harbor. Yeah. Like these guys aren't incompetent. They know how to do their job right. And for all intents and purposes, you guys are just a bunch of adventurers. Like, hey, let me get in your business.
It's in my house.
I mean, this is our warehouse now.
Well, yeah, but
And they're
previous owner's problem, not yours, presumably.
making my problem. The thing just almost killed me.
No one asked you to bite into it. That was all you.
The Trinettes would not knowingly distribute this. Make sure it is properly disposed of.
Of course. But
That's right, I guess it is our problem because you were a Trinette.
Okay then. Well, in the meantime, this is your warehouse. Enjoy it to your heart's content, and if you have any inklings for what you would like to do with this warehouse, if you just want to store things, go on ahead. But if you want some sort of manufacturing proceeds done here, we are going to have a handful of vendors showing off their skills in blacksmithing, leatherworking, greenery, alchemy shops. Basically, any tool-based skill, you could have like a whole. You could fill this warehouse with tools and stuff for that skill, and hire like 3 or 4 dudes who are trained in that skill to make you stuff and sell it here in town for whatever business this warehouse is under.
We should turn it into a gym.
But what would we sell? Gains?
Yes, those are the most important things we could sell.
Well, it needs a name.
Swole Cross.
Orlin's gym.
Oh my goodness.
That was a pretty good name.
We'll work on the name, but sure, I'll let Kai check know, and I'm sure we can get a deed put together for it or whatever.
Get fisted.
The hours roll on throughout the second day of Summer's Arch as members of the Fist gallivant around town with their entourage of fans. Shopping is done, much to Salic's delight. Eventually, the day draws to a close, and everyone meets back up at Mansion Dinvula, since Mansion Trinette is still being cleaned up and fixed up from yesterday's excursion.
All them chalk marks in there.
All them dead bodies.
We weren't gonna sign up for that second warehouse flight.
Did you want to?
That was fine.
I don't know if any of you guys wanted to.
I'm not gonna need to.
I mean, we already got a free warehouse. I think we'll be alright.
Well, we can make one in the gym. We can make one in Alchemy Ward.
If it's big enough, you can just make it both, I guess.
The gym and the friggin' smoothie shop.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
Gym
sense.
here,
You
protein shakes over
You
here.
pulled a muscle. It's gonna be 40 gold for a health potion there.
Right. just don't drink that one. That's nitroglycerin.
Oh god.
The rest of the fist convene at Dinvula House.
But before all the groupies leave, I take it. I'll say, all right. So whoever pulls the highest card gets to be the chairman of Orlin's fan club.
Okay.
But you don't have a deck of cards.
I do. I do actually.
We have like 10 deck of cards that
Yeah, I definitely took one from the black cards.
What you should have said is if one of you pulls the whatever the ace was that their card was that we got rid of all of them. It could be it.
The female centaur named Sage pulls the highest card.
Okay.
She like clops her hooves in delight.
All right, we expect great things from you, and I expect a report. I don't know, weekly, monthly, something like that.
You got it, boss. And she gives you a very obvious, nonchalant wink. And the rest of the party, minus Orion, disbands and disperses into the Boldor night. Orla, Lindira, and Orion are also at Vendula House as Orla and little Lindira are preparing a very lovely banquet-esque dinner for everyone.
Wait a minute, you don't cook? I've never seen you cook in my life.
Orla speaks up. Trust me, she doesn't. But she has been very helpful.
That looks like the thing I ate earlier.
Oh no, did you get that fish from the market? Oh!
Kulkras, I cast fireball.
It's vegan.
Funny you should say that.
I immediately take off an orb and just slam it into Orlin's face.
Funny you should say that. I did find some peculiar fish at the market today, but don't worry.
Don't eat it, trust me.
I let the proprietors know that they should probably get their fish checked out, and promptly bought some meats and porks and veal elsewhere. So
Look at this rat I found. Kill it!
Do you know our family name was stamped on these crates that had these tentacly fish?
Now that you mention it, we have been getting reports of tainted meat from various warehouses where we distribute out of Greenwood Harbor. Marbell mostly, but we get imports from Marbell to be distributed everywhere else where we have influence. I'm not quite sure what's going on over there, but I'm sure it's nothing. Thankfully, these things are caught before the meats can be sold directly to the populace.
Except it almost wasn't.
A little case of food poisoning every now and again, but nothing major from what I've heard.
It turned Vaxxus into a freak.
You have to be a little more what?
I'm not deaf. I'm ugly, but I'm not deaf.
What?
How could he be any more of a freak than he already is?
Did you have a nice day finding your sweets?
Yes! Yes, I did! I had a lovely time. I had a lovely day today. Thank you, Shiima.
We bought many sweets and snacks.
Many. Many.
I thought you were gonna look to Shiima. You cheated.
I put two and two together.
But the rest of the evening goes. Lindera speaks up. So, I heard you guys did manage to take out all of the Blackhearts, but they didn't say anything on the box about you. What's that about?
They did. They just didn't mention us.
Yeah.
They don't want to put a target on our backs.
They don't want to look bad.
It's politics.
They don't want to suck.
Sounds like small dick energy if I ever heard it, but okay.
I know, right?
That's the best way to describe it, yeah.
Well, that's their loss, I guess. Orlin speaks up. The background of politics is messy when it comes to singing praise to people who kind of just show up out of nowhere. I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, I can sympathize with, wanting to take credit where credit is due. But everyone here at this table knows the truth, that all of you are heroes. And I think that's enough.
I was passed out for a lot of it, but I'll take that, sure.
But you survived.
True.
Throughout the rest of the evening, I will say that Shiima, you are able to identify the rest of the magical items plucked from the corpse of Jacob. The sword is an interesting sword that has elements of that same material from the meteorite that you guys got. Let me get its fucking name.
Sword?
Is it an S word?
Saber.
It's got a dumb name.
But you named it.
Sword
You
of
named it,
stabbing.
didn't you?
I think it's called brain pain.
Boy.
So if anyone wants to add that to their inventory,
that-
it's called brain pain.
Was that you or
What kind
D&D
of sword
Beyond?
is
That was me. It is a short sword. It is a +1 magical short sword. It deals an extra 1d6 to enemies. If you are
Is it all
not,
one word?
if you are brain pain, two words. If you are not proficient with short swords, attuning to this weapon will allow
it's a
you.
finesse light weapon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If you are not proficient with the swords, if you attune to short, let me get this out. Damn it.
Yeah, but you can't say that.
Attuning to this weapon will allow you to be proficient with this particular short sword. So there is some sort of mental component with this blade. The earworm that you find is also magical. It is known as Jacob's earworm.
Gross.
Like J-A-C. Not on here.
J-A-K.
Oh, J-A-K.
It's fancy Jacob.
Jacobs. Without the apostrophe.
Stephen with a PH, so it starts with PH.
Feeman?
PH silent.
Basically, it allows you to cast detect thoughts and comprehend languages X amount of times per day.
Symbiont.
Symbiote? It's like a parasite.
Is that how you spell
parasite.
it?
Yeah, symbiote.
I might have misspelled
I
it.
think
No.
you spelled it wrong.
Yeah, symbiote is
Yeah. It's just
I think it's OT.
What's a sign bite?
VI.
I don't remember how you spell beta. That's not right. There's no N.
Yeah, B-I-O-T-E. Symbiote.
Oh, you. It also allows you to speak, read, and write deep speech.
It's an interesting weapon.
Anybody that wants a worm friend and wants to read deep speech can use this. I'm all full on.
Orlin looks like the
medical
learned type, or maybe she would like it.
I don't
Who?
think I have.
Orlin.
That's lovely, but I have spells for speaking and learning languages, but I
She's cooler
appreciate
than
it.
us.
We could possibly just hang on to this for later as well.
Are you saying
And
she's
not-
too good for
not
us stuff,
too-
Orlin?
Mhm.
Maybe she is.
Salic in deep speech says, I already know deep speech.
What was that?
Nothing. Sorry, I had something in my throat. That
Is he
wasn't
the
laced
only
with
one?
tentacles.
Is he the only one that does deep speech in our group?
I do not have
I
it.
think he is, right? You don't do deep speech.
Don't you know it?
Do you know deep speech? Or was that something else?
I might know actually, because
That's
I
right.
do.
That's right, you
In
got a
fact, they'll
thing.
let me know.
That's right. You
So you
got
know what
you got
pain
Pete
in
the
the ass
Boss
it is
to
on
do
the
it.
back.
I forgot about that.
What did he say again?
I can speak deep speech.
I'll say I know deep speech as well,
Salic looks at you and then just squints.
and then I'll
Show off.
and then I'll say in Infernal, I paid all the candy shops not to sell to you.
I don't think he has Infernal.
Yeah,
what?
I could use my.
I think Lindira might be the only person that understands.
Lindira,
I have-
Lindira snickers.
I have comprehend languages, so I might be able to understand that too.
If you wanted, if you
I
casted
think I
it
can.
before.
I think I can ritual do that or something.
I think it'd be-
that
I
takes
don't care
like
enough at
15
the
minutes
moment.
though.
Yeah, it was kind of
Well,
a spur of the moment type
Right now
of
when I
thing.
use this thing, it works with the Void Mind.
Oh.
No, I could just use it as an action actually. That's
Yeah,
like
but
the
this-
special
the-
thing for my comprehend languages.
DJ Earworm here sends its feedback back to the nearest Void Mind.
I mean, if you wanted to do some snooping,
Might
I
be a
guess I
good way to
could
track down the other two.
I was gonna say I could just say that I have it in a little vial until we need
Yeah.
it for some reason.
I
So
don't
I
know if
just
it's a
put it
good
in my
idea for any of us to
inventory.
use it though.
Alright, so I'll
Also,
put
as an
earworm in
interesting
my-
point, while the earworm has been in your vial, for the most part, it stays still, but every now and then you hear it go tink inside of the vial. Not often, like maybe once an hour.
Creepy.
Okay. Maybe we'll try to talk to it without attuning to it or something.
The sword would be an upgrade
Okay,
for
so
me. I
there's
don't know
the
about you
sword,
guys.
and then the worm, and then we did the
Oh, yeah, the
ring,
mask.
and was that it? Oh, a mask?
Yeah, the mask itself is not magical, but it is filled with like
Jelly.
the outer the mask itself is made from a very finely made porcelain, which by itself is probably worth 25 gold. But the fur on the inside of the ears are made with like really tiny red gems, possibly rubies, and they're probably worth like 10 gold each. But there's like 20 of them on each ear.
So it's just could possibly be sold for money or taken apart for the gems or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would look cool with this Vaxxus.
He already has a mask. His creepy mask.
Yeah, this one's less creepy. You
Wait.
might like you better.
Wait, say what now? What are you trying?
It's a rabbit mask that has a bunch of rubies all over and it's made out of porcelain.
I don't need anything that's swanky. Why?
The one you have isn't doing any favors with the people we meet.
Oh, my face, you mean?
Yeah.
You have-
Yes,
you have
he
mask-
means your face.
Well,
Lindera speaks up. Vaxxus looks fine just the way he is.
See, at least I have someone on my side.
Got your back.
Fireball.
Keep your gaudy mask and pawn it to whatever you want.
We
I
can just
don't
put it
want
in our
it.
bags for now and deal with it later. It could be useful for gems or something. or for a masquerade ball.
Maybe if you need it for one of your reagents or something, you can keep it.
Maybe I can finally talk to that stupid rabbit.
Settle.
I suppose so. The evening closes. Everyone goes to bed.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
Because there was something I wanted to do
Attacked by
when people
bandits.
go to bed.
Oh, sure.
But I need to know, like, what are we doing? Are we gonna, like, skip time or what? Because I can make this go fast or we can play this out.
Well, the idea is you guys will spend one more day in Boldor. Afterwards, or during, or at some point to tomorrow. Orla is going to teleport you guys and herself back to Redmire to meet with the Trinette family, because you guys have been invited to dinner.
What?
They want to meet the Fist
When tomorrow?
anytime tomorrow.
Whatever we want.
Okay.
So is there
Alright, we sneak out
a
now.
trove or mage school place that can also do teleporting in Redmire?
I got the bag.
I don't remember.
Most major, there is a
Quick,
Cerulean
water
Trove
bottle.
in Redmire. There's also
A smoke bomb.
there are also places called the Teleportation Station. These are like these Arcane Imperium hubs that offer fast transportation services for a fee.
Is that in Redmire?
There is one in Redmire. There's also one in Boldor.
Alright, guys, you ready to teleport? That's weird. It says you can't teleport when enemies are in the area.
And that's from the mage people?
Yes. They'll usually they'll either put you in a room that will arcanely to teleport you elsewhere, or they will assign you a teleportation mage to teleport you elsewhere. And then once you are there, like an Uber driver, he just teleports away.
Good neighbor.
Well, I wanted to bring my siblings here for funsies for a day. Like,
Okay.
we don't have to, like, fully play out the funsies, but I wanted to either use the teleportation staff that I have to go to where they currently are and then bring us back. And then at the end of the day, then they could either come with us to Redmire, and then I could pay the fee to send them back home to where they're supposed to go, I suppose.
Let me see how many people can be teleported via teleport, because Orlin can definitely do that. She has no problem with that.
Are you talking about with the staff? Or-
Yeah.
The Voyager's deal. It's me and up to 8 people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, not a problem.
Oh yeah!
Okay, yeah, sure.
But I
we
mean-
can say if you want to, you can leave tonight.
Yeah, that's what I have to do. I have to leave now, do a long rest
Out there
over there, and then come back
in the morning.
in the morning with my siblings. We have fun for a day, eating all the snacks and things, and then either, like I said, either we can go to Redmire all together, or I could like do the same thing, like teleport them back and then come back after a long rest.
Absolutely.
I could go to Redmire myself, whichever.
Ain't no party like a portal party.
Absolutely. Orion would like to tag along. Is that all right?
To go pick them up
Yeah.
instead of just waiting for me to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can come back. He can come with.
All right.
Certainly.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right.
I've been wanting to do this, but we keep getting busy.
For the sake
I want
of
them to come have fun for a day.
For the sake of brevity, you slam down the
Well,
Voyager.
I'll also message. I'll do a page of sending or whatever. I'll message whoever that I know is in charge of them at the moment, of my siblings, and just let them know that I am coming right now to spend the night and then, yeah, have some fun for a day.
Alright. You send that message to Lenore. She is like the guardians of your siblings for now, and a response comes in. Ah, wonderful. You called just in time. The sun's going down.
Okay.
The sun is going down, and your siblings are still awake. See you soon, Shiima.
Waiting for that.
You slam the staff down, and both you and Orion teleport, and we will talk about that at a later time.
Okay.
As for the rest of the fist,
I'll tell Orlin before we all go to sleep. All right, so I wanted to have a little fun, and I hired the groupies to show up and
I'm
mob
gonna
you.
tell
I hope you enjoyed it.
You just deflated my ego, man. I regret nothing about what I said about the mask.
I'm sure you'll have your own real groupies one day.
Probably not.
you had groupies and you didn't invite me.
Those were real groupies, Vaxxus. They weren't fake.
Don't condescend me.
I just thought you'd like the truth. That's all.
I'm going to my room.
I'm gonna be going away for the night, but don't worry, I'll be back in the morning and Orion's coming with me.
Wait.
We'll see you soon.
Wait.
Have a good night.
Wait,
We'll be
what?
back.
Do you need the angry cape leave?
Orion does because he's got a cape.
No, not that Orlin. Just
No, Orlin. Orlin's brooding right now.
Would anyone else like to get things done before the evening completes itself?
Did anybody call dibs on brain pain?
Oh, no.
Because I could use it if not. That does require attunement.
No.
My attunements are full, so...
I'm gonna be getting that ring, so I'll be full of it too.
You get the ring of X-ray. Oh, the other
X-ray
one.
vision.
Psychic resistance.
No problem.
Who has the
From
ring
Gendry,
of...
the
you
the
have
next day anyway.
You have the ring of X-ray vision too, right, Orlin? You're just
Yeah,
not-
I have
you're
it.
just
If
not
anybody
attuning
needs it, they
Yeah.
can have it. I'm not attuning to it.
Yeah, for now, we're just
Okay,
gonna hold on
not
to
a
it.
problem.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to attune to brain pain and unattune
Brain pain.
the periapta wound closure.
Brain pain.
Wow. Surprise, surprise.
Attuning to brain pain is an interesting process as bits of the liquid metal of the blade almost like make its way into your skin, and you almost see it like moving up bits of your veins before completely dissipating. It's a very weird sensation, but you do feel like this connection to the blade itself.
Does it feel like it has its own intelligence?
It doesn't feel like its own intelligence, but make an insight check.
Do any of us see him do that?
He's doing this alone in his room.
Does he like sulk away and then start screaming like 30 seconds later?
Like
17?
Like one of those ghosts.
17.
Yeah.
You feel an intelligence very far away. You don't even know if this intelligence is aware of your existence, but you are aware of something far away. That's about it.
I go to sleep, and then I just see Orlin in the gym. I'd be like, come around here often.
As everyone assumingly goes for a long rest, Vaxxus, do you have a long rest, or are you staying up?
Do you actually sleep?
That's the one thing I ought to do. Yeah, I'll do a long rest.
All right, not a problem. You
Wonder
find
bitch.
you make your way to your room. You deposit the money that you have collected, and you find comfort under the bed. Orlin.
Where are you, Orlin?
In his room with the sword.
I'm polishing my sword.
Don't come in.
Do come in.
I'm chatting with hot babes, gosh.
Orlin, as you sleep is kind of restless for you right now. You don't feel good. You feel sweaty. Just really sweaty. And even though you attune to a weapon called Brain Pain, in deep speech, it has like a different connotation. It means more like thought breaker or something like that, but Brain Pain just is more indicative to what this blade does to its victims. But for you, it feels like that name is like affecting you in some way as your head is just pounding with pain. A pain that's been kind of prevalent for a decent chunk of your journey as a member of the Fist. And you see flashes of yourself in this journey, proclaiming boastfully that you are a fervent follower of the Platinum Dragon, and it is your duty to slay those who are wicked in the eyes of the Platinum Dragon, in the eyes of the law, and no mercy should be taken on these individuals. Thoughts of you beheading fallen bandits and sticking cards in their mouths as a statement, a symbol proclaiming, just making a very bold, powerful statement, but it's not a righteous statement by any stretch of the imagination. It's almost kind of vain in a way, but it makes you feel good. In a way that makes you feel like you, even though you're doing a horrible, horrible thing, it's still the right thing to take them down. Another memory of bullying Grun, sticking the bottle that creates smoke, you stick it in his mouth and you like fill his lungs and his body with smoke until it starts to pour out of his eyes.
That's one of the bandits, right?
Basically torturing a bandit guy who's powerless, weak in the hands of someone so mighty, so righteous. Feels good to be strong. It feels good to slay those who are evil. Is this really the right way to do things? Is this what the Platinum Dragon would want? Bahamut teaches to be noble, to be righteous, to uphold justice over vengeance. Has Orlin truly been true to the Platinum Dragon? Only Orlin can answer this. But something seems to disagree. And that truth is becoming a little bit more evident with each passing day. And eventually you will awaken from your slumber, soaked in sweat in your bed. And the pain almost, and the headaches that you've been having kind of subsides a little bit, like a pressure has just been released, and you just feel a wave of, glad that's over. You make your way over to the mirror, and you look, and just underneath your hairline, you see, sticking out of your skin, 2 small horns. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Okay.
Hail Satan!
Who's the ugly one now?
Not doing the remove Chris was gonna stop that.
While he was talking to you, I was gonna start pointing to it because you attuned to the sword.
Oh, is that the sword does? Gives you horns?
Well, I think you need to do like a remove curse to unattune from it because it's a parasitic. Like
I will
attunement.
say it is in no relation to the sword.
That was the earworm, not the sword.
Oh.
But thank you all very much for watching. If you are one of our super awesome patrons, this is where your name would be displayed in all its glory. If you want to become a patron for the Underground Initiative, please check us out at patreon.com/Underground Initiative. Choose a tier, and we will shout out either your name at the beginning of an episode or just include your name here in the credits.
I'll put it on a blank shirt for you.
A blank shirt?
Yeah, I'll get like a marker.
Oh, like, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's written in invisible ink. Haven't you seen Roger Rabbit before?
Tune in next time for the next leg of this adventure. And yeah, please continue to stay incredible.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
See und Sonnenschein, ja, da muss man glücklich sein, weiter brauch ich nichts auf dieser Welt. Früh am Morgen schon zum Strand, braun gebrannt im weißen Sand, ja, das ist die Zeit, die mir gefällt. Abends kommt dann noch so ein Bummel die Strandpromenade entlang und das hat seine Gründe. Sommersee und Sonnenschein und dann noch verliebt zu zweien, ja, da muss der Mensch doch glücklich sein.